Are we actually live? Let me look. This is gonna get really meta. Hold on. Let's see how long it takes for it to pop in. Because it says here that I'm streaming, but I see. Oh, there it goes. An ad? You guys have to watch an ad? How do streams work? I think the only way I can make money on streams is for super thanks and stickers. Um, I'm trying to click skip ad on the oh god, yeah, this is way too meta. Okay, so we're gonna back out of this. Go to this, and then let me pull up my chat over here. Docs, there you are. Yeah, what's going on? So basically, the reason I'm doing this live thing, if to be completely honest, I've just been dorking around a lot on my other channel about I just play video games and like the reason I wanted to do it here is because I always end up having these conversations over there, and a lot of it ends up being about skating because that's what I do. I skate all the time. It's like it's my life. So I figured why not do that on the skating channel, but I will directly talk about skating. It is cool. The community over on the gaming channel is way smaller, so like I've gotten to know everyone because it's pretty much the same like 55 people that are in and out every single time, which is pretty sick. Over here, I know I have a bigger following because it's going to be about skateboarding and me, sucking at Zelda Ocarina of Time is probably not everyone's cup of tea. But yeah, so today I'm still sick. I got a couple of videos updating on my health that are gonna come out on this channel that are just like I have to like do. There's like some big lifestyle changes that I have to do. It's great. But anyways, I'm sick and I'm like, man, I haven't watched any recent videos, and I just watched the Alien Workshop video. It's a new thing that Thrasher just posted. And I was just like, yeah, I have some thoughts on this. I'd like to chat with someone about this. Maybe I'll just go live and do what I was doing on the second channel on the main channel. Not main channel, my other channel. I don't like considering this my main channel, even though it absolutely is. Because I do want to start spending more, or at least paying more attention to my other channel. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It's just been kind of fun dorking around over there. But yeah, I'm going to respond to some stuff in chat. I will try to stay on topic, though. So it's more likely that I'm going to respond to your chats and comments if it pertains to what is going on. But I think I have the screen pretty lined up. I think I have the volume turned down so we don't get demonetized. I really was hoping that for this video, the Cinematographer project, because we're going to watch some skate videos. We're going to pull up some Wikipedia. I've done a little bit of reading already. And we're just going to talk about what I think is going on with Alien Workshop, what I think happened with Alien Workshop, how I felt about Alien Workshop when it was, let's say, at its peak. I must admit there's going to be, obviously, like a ton of bias, but the big thing for me is, like, I'm at that age where I kind of want to see like things succeed a lot. So I'm almost like my toxic trait is like wishing the best for a lot of these companies, even though the market's just oversaturated. I really do feel like it's such a dog eat dog world, and I feel like the companies that I really grew up caring about, you already know, like if you keep up with skateboarding at all, like you can already tell which ones are going to be able to stick around and which ones aren't, which sucks because some of them were just like the best companies ever. When you have the companies that were on top of the world initially, being run out of a garage right now, it's kind of crazy. There's just too many skateboard companies, and then every skate shop is basically a skateboard company because they have shop boards. It's just so much competition. It's kind of a nightmare. Skate shops are dying, but that's a whole other video for a whole other time. But basically, I figured the best way to start this would be to simply start watching some of the skateboarding that I think is the most relevant parts of Alien Workshop through my eyes. So I'm post time code. So if you're, Gen X or like a earlier millennial, like I'm 36, so time code is before my time. I started skating around like 14 or something like that, or 13, something like that. I missed that bus. And so Photosynthesis, I was around for, but it came out the same time as Matic Matty, which I was a new skateboarder, so obviously I'm going to have less of an appreciation for more of a, not that it's an art house film, but it was more of an acquired taste. You had to have a bit of a palate in skateboarding to understand why Photosynthesis is so incredible. And I got to go back and revisit that video and be like, oh, this is the best thing ever. But I remember the first time that I saw it, I was like, there's not enough stairs in here. And I couldn't understand it because I'm like year one skating. I'm just figuring out like kickflips and stuff like that. You're like kind of blind to what style really looks like. You can kind of tell when stuff looks smooth, but like you really don't have your taste yet. So definitely a later appreciation there. Paul Schmidt is cleaning up, making everyone's boards. You're not wrong. Alien Workshop because the X-Files was so popular at the time. So my first experience with Alien Workshop was I got just like most of us, right? Like I didn't have it, but my friend had a CCS magazine, and we would just scroll through and just like pick out fantasy boards that we wish we had. And the first actual skateboard that was a pro brand that I ever stood on was an Alien Workshop board, and it was just a classic Alien. And I remember, and this is like middle school me. I remember thinking it wasn't that cool. I remember not really understanding the graphic and like I mean obviously I understood it's an Alien, but I was like, these colors are kind of dumb. It looks kind of cheap. I think the board might have been dipped too, which was kind of weird. And then I remember seeing a Toy Machine board, not Toy Machine, I'm sorry, World Industries board that had Wet Willie and Devil, the Devil guy on there, and it was like some PG-13 cartoon that I thought was so cool because I'm like, oh, swear words and like poop jokes, this is sick. So I didn't really get to appreciate Alien Workshop until like shit, I was probably already like getting decent at skating and been a couple years in. So we're gonna look at it through that view of me learning about it. So this video actually starts off already in photosynthesis in the most relevant part in the video. I do recommend, if you haven't seen any of these, which I'm going to go through, you need to go through and watch them with the music, because I'm not playing the music in here for obvious reasons. I know that this isn't really being monetized, and it's a super thanks kind of base thing, but I don't want it to get taken down for music, because it's like, first of all, it's a Radiohead song, which is like, it's a big band, and I'm not even a huge Radiohead guy. Like, I think Radiohead's fine. I'm not going to say I've always felt that it was overrated, but I've never, like, been like, yeah, Radiohead. But this song, Polyethylene, and this edit is probably... Yeah, I mean, so whenever I've been asked, like, what's my favorite video part of all time, this is always in top 3. And I'm not even a Jason Dill guy. Like, I'm not even like, Jason Dill has the best style. But this part is undeniable. And it starts off in this...
When I started here,
shush, woman. Let me correct the layout of this real quick. Let me scroll over to this thing. We'll go this way. Here we go. Okay. So, do you have to watch ads here, and then you have to watch the ads that I watch? I should get paid for these ads, I think. Okay, so here we go. Click this. And I'm going to watch this video, not on the computer. I'm going to watch it on this so I can keep track of the chat. Let me pause it, though, and see if I'm missing anything. What is this? What is this? Why am I getting a... Where am I? The heck? Okay, there we go. Are we good? Okay. And then that little line to the side is going to annoy me. Hold on, let me fix that. That's going to drive me nuts. So Mac, and then we click here, and then I'll go this way. Oh, is that not doing that? Whatever, I'll leave it. I am in Disneyland. That is exactly where I am. But yeah, so like I did no appreciation for Alien Workshop. I do think that right now the aesthetic of Alien Workshop has this very, very heavy 90s feel, especially the graphics at the time, because I mean it was a company that was started in the 90s. And I feel like if Alien Workshop was a new company right now, they would have like a serious love for them. In fact, I would say that the whole format of Alien Workshop right now, the team, the footage that they're putting out, if it wasn't already a legacy brand, I think would have a very different trajectory and would have... I'll get into it later when we watch the new video, but yeah, I have some thoughts on where Alien Workshop is now, and not necessarily what I think they could do, because who am I? I make videos about skateboarding with my friends, and don't get me wrong, some of my friends are really good, but I'm no somebody when it comes to marketing. But yeah, here we go. I haven't tried FA boards yet. So Jason Dill. We'll get into the whole everyone leaving. We're gonna get into the whole Rob Dyrdek buying the company. There's a lot to talk about. But the first thing I want to do, sort of watch this part, kind of give you some takes on it, why it's so important, why I mean, the Alien Workshop was already on the map and it had its huge fan base before this. But I mean, this part was like, dude, this part is ridiculous. So it starts off with this like, I mean, I almost want to play the intro, but it's also to some music over the background. We could also watch Spanky talk about why this is the best part, but we're just going to go ahead and skip forward. So this video part starts off with like an interview with, not an actual interview, but it's a phone call with Jason Dill. And, from what I understand, this is a point in time in his career where he was like very heavily under the influence of a lot of bad things and was living in New York and was still skating and killing it, as you're going to see in this part. But there was like worry about like, is he going to continue to party like this? And there's like an interview where he talks about this and like how serious it was. And how, like, there was, like, more footage, I guess, or, like, more audio that he didn't want used or something like that. But getting that sort of side of a skateboarder back then was very rare because you got to think like social media is not a thing. The only skateboarding that we're getting our hands on is the skate videos that are dropped. So you're not really seeing a lot of personality from skaters unless it's in the credits, which is why I think millennials, like my generation, is like very. Some of my fondest memories of skate videos is the credits of videos because you get to see like them goofing around with each other, some tricks that didn't quite make the cut, some tricks that they almost landed, like a lot of exciting behind the scenes stuff. And then when DVDs came out, of course, you got the bonus stuff that like the Toy Machine Suffer the Joy bonus menu is like. I think that's the one that has like a bunch of stuff, like Billy Marks has like 3 extra parts. Like that was I watched that just as much as the full video. But yeah, I just remember seeing this and like getting a taste of his personality and be like, whoa, this guy's like wild, like very unhinged, a personality that I think has influenced a lot of people that would not want to admit that this personality is influenced in the way that they try to carry themselves, especially like the generation shortly after this. But yeah, this part is like, dude, it's so good. So yeah, Polyethylene is the song. Your oldest skate video memory is the New Deal '96. Dude, I gotta get more into the New Deal. So like I seen 7 Year Glitch because that was like a thing when I was coming up, and one of my good friend, Adam Schweitzer's favorite skater was Kenny Reed. So I was very familiar with New Deal, but I never got super into it. I kind of missed that boat. But so yeah, specifically with this part, I would say, aside the fact that like it doesn't really like Jason Dill at this point in time didn't have any gimmicks or anything like that. He wasn't wearing the weird clothing. He was just sort of, I don't know, like your skater's favorite skater. Like, I mean, he had already had a career. He was, rode for Blockhead Skateboards. He was already like a young kid who was like coming up. But like the fact that he also like moved to New York and is filming all this stuff on these East Coast spots. I don't think a lot of people were going in that direction. It's, the most common thing is to go the other way, right? Like you're from the East Coast, the spots are hard to skate, so you move to the West Coast because it's going to be easier to skate more stairs, better ledges, easier to do runs, the ground's smoother so you can do your flip tricks in between, and he kind of goes the other way. That's my favorite part in this entire video, where he, let me see if I can rewind that right there, where he does the over his hand, and then it's like, so I've been to that thing. It's in New York. I mean, obviously, almost all of this is. That thing is really hard to ollie over. Like, it's big. It's, like, longer than it looks. Height-wise, it's, like, uncomfortable. But, like, I would say I would rather ollie over... I would definitely rather ollie over a picnic table, in fact, than ollie over that. And I don't know how the ground was back then when he filmed that, but when I skated it, like, a lot of those, like, octagon bricks that they skate in New York City, they're all, like, cockeyed, and there's just, like, random cracks going different directions. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like super tasteful like that, like the alley-oop 185.0. That spot is actually really good. I wish we got to skate that more. Yeah, it's like his taste in tricks too. Like he does a lot of. Is this the line? Yeah, this is. Is this the line? Yeah, pushes to turn around, fakey front shove over this. So this is my favorite line almost in history. In fact, there's like I think it's a Skateboarder magazine article where they talk about best lines in history, and this is mentioned. So, like, first of all, like, the push to turn around is kind of a no-no. A figure front shove over something is insane. No one does that trick. And then this, getting off his board, walking down the stairs, and then, like, running and dropping his board and ollieing. So, personally, oh, yeah, then he does, like, that. Was that just a big-ass ollie? Is that what it was? I don't know, because yeah, he just did a big-ass ollie over a hip in New York. Like, how, like, you can't really get away with something like that nowadays, I don't think. But, so, yeah, him getting off his board... Like, stuff like that was sort of kind of, like, counter skateboard culture. Like, there's, like, rules to skateboarding that are unwritten, right? Like, skateboarding has no rules. But, like, you want your line to flow. If you're going to turn around, like, it's better to do a 180 trick or at least a kick turn or something like that. And I just remember, like, hearing the old heads talk about that. And it's like, yeah, he just doesn't give a shit. Like, that line sort of put in perspective how on his own thing he really was at this time. He was just, yeah, like getting off your board is still a no-no. And I see people... sort of mimic this sort of attitude towards skating. He does another thing actually in the Habitat video where he does like a long line at this DIY spot, and as he's carving around, he like kind of puts his hands on the railing that he didn't need to. He wasn't falling or anything. He just kind of like laying his hands on the railing, and I remember that stood out a lot to me. Like it seemed kind of just like, I don't know, anti what you should do. Which all that stuff's like, you got to think this is so long ago that if you weren't there for when this video came out, it doesn't sound surprising or whatever because there's so much of that stuff has been done since then. But when this came out, like it was a big deal, man. He like really stood out. That's not I knew that was his ender. I mistakenly remembered that backside flip as his ender for a long time, but I'm pretty sure his ender is a kickflip over trash cans. That's in Ohio. That hub is pretty hectic. Switch crook on that is gnarly. I wonder how good that hub was initially. It's not good now. Yeah, I think that's his ender. It's like a California bump over 2 trash cans, which I thought was really bizarre too, because this whole part is kind of skating these very difficult to skate spots, and then it ends with like just a perfect bump over trash cans, which is like, ironically, out of all the tricks in his part, I think the one that most skate park, mini ramp champ kind of guys would, that's the one that they could get their hands on. RIP Ben Ramers. Yeah, no big facts. Jason Park. What's the potato? Is Jason Park in here? Jason Park does a bunch of live streams. In fact, I think he's the first person I ever talked to about live streams now to do it. So anyways, at this point in time, Photosynthesis, the whole video is incredible. You should really do yourself a favor and watch the entire thing. And I think it does have the first like little habitat section, which I was way more familiar with Habitat than Alien Workshop, because Habitat kind of had like the cooler team. Like at this point in time, it sort of flip-flopped later on. But yeah, it's a super, super good video. But at this point in time in skateboarding, I was very much like, okay, like Alien Workshop's cool. I don't really get it. I go back and rewatch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the best thing ever. So we're gonna skip forward to a good bit. The main video that kind of came out between this and what I'm gonna show you is in the Habitat. I don't know if it's Origins video or Mosaic, but there's a Alien Workshop scene where Jason Dill has a part, and then Anthony Papalara has a part, and then maybe there's like a little team montage. And then I also remember there's like a part where I think it's the Alien Workshop or the Habitat video that comes out after that, where Heath Kirchart and Steve Barra share a part, which I think is so funny that they seem like they're polar opposites on as far as like what people like in skateboarding. I think Heath Kirchart is one of the most beloved skaters in skateboarding, whereas on the other hand, like Steve Barra is kind of undeniably now the most disliked skateboarder, which I want to do one of these on Steve Barra because I have so much random Steve Barra information, which I would want to write more of a script for that one because there's so much to cover and I would definitely forget a bunch. But yeah, those two are like best friends. Like I think they're still good friends. I heard recently through some skateboarders that I know that are friends with Heath that Heath was still skating the barracks like after like he kind of retired. Like he would still go to the barracks and skate and dork around. So I guess they're still buddies. But yeah, should we get into a little bit of the? No, we'll do it in the timeline because there's not really too much drama going on with Alien at this point in time, as far as I can remember. They're just sort of slowly acquiring like the ultimate skateboard team, and Alien Workshop, in a video or two, they were like on top. So Alien Workshop has just stuff in the Habitat videos, and then they put out I think it's called Mono or something like that, Uno or something. It's not Uno because it's a Transworld video, but it's a Josh Kalis video part because he had stacked so much footage for the Minefield video that they just gave him an extra video part that came out before. And I remember it was super sick. I probably should have pulled that up, but we're going to go skip to Minefield. Once again, we're going to skip to the last part. If you were fortunate enough to watch Minefield in a movie theater, like if you got to go to the premiere, it was unbelievably like an experience because usually you go to skate videos and it's like loud rock music and everyone's cheering or whatever. And this is during a time. What? Dale's interrupting. Yeah. What? Hey.
I got a question.
Okay, well, I'm in the middle of something. Is that it?
No. Never
What?
mind.
Anyways, if you don't know, Dale Decker is my neighbor. Where was I? I don't even remember where I was. Should I just like watch this video? I feel like I could pull up and it will talk about what I was talking about. I'm probably gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. I give up. Yeah, I missed it. Anyways, yeah, we'll get into that. Wait, maybe chat knows. Chat definitely knows. What was I saying? Go skate Grand Rapids. God damn it. The slick decks. Oh, they did have slick decks. I forgot about that. He's the neighbor from outer space. yeah, Dale probably thinks I'm having a good time by myself. No, we don't live together anymore. He's my neighbor. We went from living together to just putting a permanent wall between his section and my section. So he's over there with his girlfriend, and I got my own spot over here. Can I show you the choke I learned? Yeah, Dale was probably coming over here to wrestle me, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I have my friend Anna coming over on Sunday, and she's actually like a black belt jujitsu, but she does like health stuff, like so I'm been struggling with a lot of health issues and dietary things, so she's gonna come over here show me some exercises and a way to kind of keep more in shape, and help me with my diet and stuff like that. And I was just like, dude, she should go over Dale's, just fucking beat him up real quick. But okay, yeah, we'll just get right into this, and maybe wherever I was will come back to me. But we're gonna go to. Oh, did I not click the actual video part? Well, it's right here.
You want to make out?
Another ad, dude. Hell yeah. I hate that my chat disappears every time I click on this screen over here. Let's go docs. Oh, wrong thing. Yeah, I'm trying to get more on my healthy stuff. We should just get married. You're not wrong. Dale and me are definitely in love. Drink more beer. I haven't drank beer in so long. It's been an insanely long time since I've had a sip of beer. I was never big on beer. Like I would drink like Pabst because it was cheap, or Natty Boh because I'm from Baltimore, but never super big on it. So at this point in time, they've had such a huge, like all the skaters that they just got the right skaters. Like, I mean, having like Heath Kirchard on, obviously is sick. He wasn't on yet, right? For the Photosynthesis. No, he wasn't in Photosynthesis. Then they got like Dill and Reader. So they got all these kids that are like coming up. They have, not Colin Provost, he was on Element. What's his name? Grant Taylor, like best skater of all time. Like they really pulled it together for this video. They got Arto. And this video came out, I think, 2010 or 2011. This is just shy of what I would consider the height of Alien Workshop. This is the biggest video that they put out. And everyone absolutely adored this video. And this is when I really became a huge fan of Alien Workshop. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the premiere. So at the premiere, you saw like these loud rock songs, and like when this video came out, if you remember the intro to it, it's like a lot of like kind of indie instrumental stuff. And at that point in time, that's sort of what reigned supreme on the East Coast, was that aesthetic. Just a bunch of hipsters. So like them using so much Dinosaur Jr. and stuff like that, we were all like really stoked on it. But it was almost like seeing an Iron and Wine concert, to where like everyone was like really quiet during all the segments and was like really trying to absorb it. And then the skating came in and went back to like, we're all cheering for tricks and stuff like that. But it was different than like being at a Foundation premiere or a Zero premiere. It felt kind of more theatrical, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so I was at the premiere for this video. It was completely insane. This part, when this video was coming out, there's a lot of debate on who we would assume would get last part. And we were also very curious if Steve Barrow was going to have anything, because he had just come off that DVS part that was very controversial. And we were curious if Rob Dyrdek was going to have any tricks, because Rob Dyrdek seemingly had retired. He hadn't really had any photos and anything. He was doing Robin Big. He seemed like he went full movie star mode. Well, that 50-50 evidently Heath Kirchart was really bummed they used, because he kind of unlocked from the kink. Should I back that up? You can see like he gets into 50-50, and then right here he goes off the thing. I forget where they said this spot is, but technically 50-50 is still NBD if someone wants to go there and skate it. I think we ran that past John Bradford, and he said he might want to try to background it. Oh yeah, Anthony Van England. I remember I hadn't seen anything from him in a while, and I was really excited to see a part from him. But like, Alien Workshop at this point in time was something similar to. I mean, once again, that spot's way harder to skate than it looks. That thing's scary. Like it's sort of like there was only a few companies. Like there wasn't as many companies back then. And so this company sort of had like the coolness of like what Limousine has now, where it has like a very core following, and it's like everyone's like, yeah, that's sick. On top of having this like epicness that like kind of something like Primitive has, even though I know Primitive's getting, a lot of hate right now or whatever. Like as far as like having this super stacked team that everyone's like, whoa, or like April Skateboard. So it was this really weird time in skateboarding where kind of the coolest company had the best team, which aside from Alien Workshop during this, and I would argue Baker 3 kind of had that going on, and I would also say Girl had that going on. yeah, I don't think that happens very often. And right now, it doesn't. I feel like they're so separate as far as like what's cool and what has like the best team. Those two things seem to be like opposite sides of the coin. Because it's cool to root for the underdog. It's cool to hate on like whatever's popular. But yeah, this was a point in time where like it almost felt like skateboarding just agreed. Like this is the best video. This is also what a lot of people consider the last great skate video. That was a full length. I think a better argument could be made for Stay Gold, which came out after this. And you could say Away Days or Propeller, but I think both of those kind of fall short. Even though they were incredible, epic videos, they didn't have the same skate video feeling because Instagram and stuff like that had already come out and it kind of pulled away a lot of the excitement and focus on videos. But yeah, I remember just seeing this video and just being completely blown away by not only how well-rounded the video was and how many different skaters they had, but the editing is so incredible. The soundtrack of this video is super good. If you haven't seen Minefield, I don't care which generation of skateboarding you come from, you need to go rewatch this video. You haven't skated in 20 years. You should hop back on. Man, 20 years is a long time to not ride a skateboard, dude. Shorty was popping off, but I feel like Shorty's, I don't know, man. I feel like Shorties didn't have as much love on the East Coast. I mean, at least when I was growing up, it didn't seem like we didn't care too much about Chad Muska. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna watch one more video before we watch the newest one, and it's, in my opinion, this is the highlight of everything that Alien Workshop ever did, which is their part in the Cinematographer project. I wish I could use the audio from this, but I looked it up and it's actual music. Because it sounds like just noises that someone put together, but evidently it's like real songs. This is, I think, the most around it perfect their team had. They had added Jake Johnson, which he was in Minefield, but they also added Gilbert Crockett, and I feel like they had Donovan Pescopo, or however you say his name. Like, they really kept on all the like the legends they had in the last video, and then added some new dudes. And this video, it's just an edit, but holy crap, it's top 5 edits for sure. Like, I mean, I still watch this and get chills. And I'm not even a big fan of the Cinematographer project. I will, like, let me put it to you like this. Dennis Business has a part in this, and I like this section more. And Dennis Business, he's, by far my favorite skater. But the skating in this, I would say, Alien Workshop's direction in skating in general, I think has had one of the biggest impacts on the way skating looks now, where it's very aesthetic-based. It's pretty spot-driven. Stair counting is kind of, I mean, there's other companies doing it, but I think that Alien Workshop gets a good bit of credit for it, especially with these videos. Like, that was such a cool clip. I'm going to try to pay attention to actual tricks that go down on this, because it's a lot of stuff that not only did they set off kind of a couple spots in this, like a lot of, I don't know, the types of tricks, like they hadn't really been done in mainstream videos for a while. Like, once again, like, I don't want to say no-nos, but like tricks that weren't the tricks that everyone was doing. Like, there's a point in time, like, someone starts nollie flip, no sliding handrails, that everyone's doing that. In this video, there's like fast plants and stuff like that, and a little bit more wall-y stuff. Gilbert Crockett and Jake Johnson share a part, and it's super fucking sick. I wish you could, I want to play the music so bad. Like, the editing is so good to this. That spot is in Simi Valley, and it sucks. That's very, who does that? I wanna fuck you like an animal. What's that band? Why can't I think of that? I know Trent Reznor is the singer. Why can't I think of a 9 Inch Nails? I'm not sure where that spot is, but I think someone told me it's in DC. But I know they skate a decent amount of DC spots in here that I can definitely comment on. For example, this right here, Wally Church. I remember, so there's a couple things that happened in this video that was going on with the skating that I was doing at the time. So he did the Wally back tail. And before this video came out, I had stuck Wally back tail big spin. I wish it didn't matter because I think Sean Gregoire had already done Wally back tail kickflip. But I remember being like, oh, whoa, like I'm like almost not on par, but like I'm like skating like a similar thing as some of these other guys are. And they must have done like a 1 DC trip because like everyone has some clips on it. That nose blunt looks insane. I'm surprised no one else has done anything on that since then. How tall is that actually? I want to like kind of frame that up because that spot looks crazy. This is pre-Dragon Wheels, dude. Wait, where do I? Yeah, that's not little. I mean, that tall on him, I guess, and the bump that he's popping out of is absolute garbage, and then there's like a drop on the inside. I wonder if it got skate stopped or the spot is just so bad that no one's going to step to it. I think it could be a little bit of both. And like the fact that he like caught the transition on the hip side of it was so sick. That's in DC. My friend Tyrone switch flipped the fuck out of that thing. And I think someone did something up it. I don't remember. I think Tyrone switch ollied up it, actually. I have a trick I really want to do on that spot if it's still there. DC homies, let me know that's still there. I have a trick I want to do there, too. That's also in DC. But the trick I want to do there is really obvious. I want to do like a no-slide yank over on it. But I think that rail's still there. Switch feeble on a picnic table. I don't know. I love this line. And then he does the fast plant nose manual. Like, that line, so good. Is that guy still doing stuff? I forget his name, but I remember he was popping off for a second. I also think this is, dude, back threes over stuff are crazy. I also think this is the part where Jason Dill ollies over 2 picnic tables. I don't remember if he used a bump or not, though. Like, holding Smith grind up and down something's ridiculous. Those things are super hard to hold anything on, but Smith grind's like the hardest. A hubba that bends the wrong way. I also remember, like, Anthony Van Engelen, they're so fucked. Before, like, he had some, you know, in Photosynthesis, he sort of skated some rails and stuff like that, but I remember, I had a trick I wanted to do on that too, but someone already did it. And I want to no-slide this rail really bad. That's in DC. Not too far from Frida Plaza. That rail's really good. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Anthony Van Engelen, like, I remember not thinking him as a handrail skater, and then when this part came out, I just remember like, whoa, he like really started jumping and hucking more like later in his career. Like when he was already like older is when he was like, I'm gonna start like jumping even more. He was always like jumping down sort of like a little bit, but I mostly thought of him as a legend manual skater. I mean, the switch manual switch tray that he did I love is like the best manual trick I've ever done. But that also was like got me super hyped. And like in this, you know, he does a couple handrail tricks too. Tyler Bledsoe, is he still riding for Quasi? Smith accidental 180 on that. I almost Smith 360 that ledge. White wall and Pulaski. I like landed on it so many times and just got like, you have like 10 tries to get on top of that thing, and then your legs are too shot to skate it anymore. I heard a rumor once that Bobby Warr stood next to it and did a flat ground kickflip and got into back 50-50 on it, which if you've been there, it's impossible. Okay, so it looks like there was a bit of a curb cut that he used. Not a curb cut, but a speed bump. Yeah, a little bit of a bump over both tables. I never noticed that. Straight no comply over that. Pretty ridiculous. Dylan doing classic impossibles. How did I get the username? You're talking to me? I've been checked out of here, actually. Yap Fest. Damn straight it's Yap Fest, dude. Big yapping over here. Hocus Pocus. I've actually never watched that entire video. I've watched a good bit of it, but I've never watched it start to finish, and I probably should. 10-inch screws. I like that. I also like that in this edit, it's a ton of East Coast stuff, a bunch of Pittsburgh. I mean, it's those two, so it's... I don't know if he really skates any Richmond, though. Does Crockett have any Richmond spots? I've been to that in New York. That thing sucks. The crack before it is so big. I want to say Justin Damer is the first person I saw skate that rail, though. I think he boards the whole thing from flat. Looking like a Gabanzo bean? Dude, I feel like a Gabanzo bean. What's up with that spot? That's somewhere downtown LA. That's one of my favorite tray flips of all time. Dumb Dada just did that video of like the best flat ground tray flips, and I almost thought to suggest that one, but like, oh, he did it up a curb. I don't think it counts. The first video you owned was karate? What's that? It's not a skate video, is it? Dude, yeah. This video is so damn good. It's like, it's hard for me not to like just get like kind of engulfed in that spot's in DC too, and that thing's front feeble, and that's ridiculous. It's so thick and fat. And then I remember when we first found that spot, we thought it was the greatest spot in the entire world because it's like an angle iron ledge, and that's, you know, you don't find them too often on the East Coast where you can actually skate them. And it has like a bump to it, but their run up and landing is so bad. It's decent, like it's definitely skatable. Now that like X Formula and Spitfire has like their version and Dragon Wheel exists, I'm sure a lot more stuff can be done on it. You've never seen this? Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so fucking good. The Brickbank's no joke. Yeah, I remember seeing, what is his name? Daewon, like, got tripped up on it, right? Like, I think he does a tray flip to fakie on it or something like that. Let me see. What do we even have in here? I'm trying to, like, scroll over. Oh, we got, like, 266 people in here watching. That's crazy. When I do the gaming stuff, it's usually, like, 40 people watching. Makes sense, though, because I'm not a gamer. And so, like, the last thing I figured we'd watch is just their newest video, and I'll talk a little bit. Oh, we should probably talk about the drama, though, right? We should probably talk about what happened with them. What up, official? Let's see. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Rob Duffel at Alien Workshop. Yeah, I want to leave Powell, dude. No. There is a dude whose last name is Powell in the new Alien Workshop video. I grew up on Baker 3. Yeah, Baker 3 was definitely a ridiculous one. Your mouth and eat. Over there, so the end of Ever notice how Dan avoids politics? I have so many opinions on politics, but it's like I'm not a person who's qualified to influence people or say to the masses, you know, what's what. I'm just a fucking, I skateboard, you know what I mean? Like I have opinions and I do my own little bit of research, but I feel like to really speak on that on a platform like this where you have a big following and to really put your foot down, I would want that person to have way more of an education on something than I do. Whoa. Thank you so much, Scott Rogers. I really appreciate it. Damn. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Is that a super thanks or a sticker? I still am learning how streaming works. It's kind of bizarre. Dale and Dan twerk off. I mean, yeah, we should definitely do some streaming stuff together, I think, because I think Dale and me have pretty good conversations. And Dale loves the dance on the corner of politics, too. Because I think we like making references to, like, the political, not like the brightest stars in politics on both sides, like making jokes about fucking Peterson or Tucker Carlson or whoever, but he never really gets into it either. Dude, Craig is insane. Oh, Craig, who rides for Powell Peralta, dude, Craig's the best skater ever. I want him to come back so bad. You don't watch too late. I want to front people your hairline, Dan. Show us your hair, dude. What hairline? Look at that. It's hectic. This patch right here, like, there's nothing to front people. It'd be a tap. Like, so I have, like, the classic horseshoe, but then I have, like, this little patch right here. And when I shave it, my hair grows back so fast, but it just grows back like this. So I just end up in this position a lot. And I'm kind of too lazy to shave, like, every other day. So I shave, like, once every 2 weeks. I am in the Illuminati, actually. Yeah. I applied to the Scientology, but my metachlorians were too low, so they said no. But what's good about you know, being part of the Illuminati is, you know, you get in through the Freemasons, they'll work with you, you know. There's programs for that. It's pretty sick. So we'll go on to the next one. Actually, I want to talk about the drama, actually, because that's what people like, right? So basically, they were on top of the world. Everyone loved Alien Workshop. And then, like, right after this came out, so this came out, I think, in 2011. I just looked it up. It's, like, 2012. Burton had owned this. Like, Burton Snowboards. It's, like, a bigger thing than just snowboards. And then Rob Dyrdek, like, bought it from them. And I don't know if they were just trying to get rid of it or if Burton was going under. I don't know any of that. But I do know that once Rob Dyrdek bought it, I mean, I almost want to pull up his 9 Club because he talks a lot about this. One by one, everyone on the team just thought that they could just start their own board company, and they thought that so much that they actually just kind of went and did it. And I don't know if it was like a sinking ship syndrome where everyone was just sort of like, oh, like, it doesn't look good, so let's try to get out. Or maybe they saw Rob Dyrdek and was just kind of like, oh, well, like, he's doing it, so why don't we? But it's like, you have Ave and Dill, they leave and they go start hockey and FA. And then you have, Mikey Taylor. He goes and starts, I don't know the whole deal with him and Sovereign, but, like, it's my understanding that he started Sovereign, or it is his company, or was his company, or he sold it, or he was a partner, or something. And then there's more than that. Hold on, there's another one in there that went and started their own thing. Who did Dylan go to? Did Dylan never leave Alien? I don't really remember. But I just remember, like, everyone was just, like, leaving, starting their own companies, and I think it says it on the Wikipedia page, actually. And then whatchamacallit goes back to Flip. Arto goes back to Flip. So, you know, with skateboarding, it's like when you see all these things, everyone's just like, oh, then this must mean that Rob Dyrdek running the company is whack. And the little bit of stuff that I've seen about it, like the way that Rob Dyrdek handled it, it seems like he, like, bought it, and then he ended up giving it back to their original owners for free, is what I read. I mean, dude has a ton of money, so I think he was just like, oh, well, like, the core skaters wanted to go back to this guy, so I'll just give it back to him. But there's a whole 9 Club interview where he talks all about it, and I'm not about to watch like a 2-hour information talking point with Rob Dyrdek in the 9 Club, but I remember seeing those clips from it, and it was pretty interesting. Who else was it? So he buys it from the distribution, blah 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 blah. A bunch of people to start leaving. Yeah, Arto. Did Kalis leave? Who did Kalis? Oh, Kalis went to GGK. Yeah, one by one, they just like all left the team, and then Alien Workshop was just sort of in this weird spot. And also like around the same time, I feel like Habitat. These two companies were like the coolest companies ever, and Habitat kind of went quiet, so people just stopped kind of caring about it. And then Alien had all these very significant people leave it. And then all of a sudden Alien Workshop's like, Alien's dead, and then you find out Alien wasn't dead. And I just remember hearing like every day something different about like the future of Alien and if anything was going to happen, because it went from literally on top of the world to just it's nothing now. It's a lot of the fans of that kind of went over to FA and then eventually hockey. And I think now most people are more into hockey than FA, but my finger's not really on the pulse with a lot of what's going on in skateboarding now, to be honest, so I don't know. But the last thing we're going to watch is the newest video, the newest Alien Workshop video. And I was watching it this morning, and my big takeaway was like, if it wasn't Alien Workshop, like if this video came out and it wasn't Alien Workshop and it had the same editing and it had the same team and it just had like a different name, and maybe they played a little bit less into a lot of the classic editing styles of Alien Workshop, I feel like it would almost have a more of a shock, 'cause I feel like Alien Workshop has this tainted name now, even though it's like this epic company, and to my generation, a lot of nostalgia for it. I think a lot of people, a lot of like older Gen Zers have only this memory of Alien Workshop kind of falling off and not being that cool. But I mean, I understand like the company not wanting to switch it up, because it's like, oh well, this brand is a legacy brand, we already have like a following, like why change it up? But I did enjoy this Alien video, and I think it's pretty short, so we might skip around a little bit. But what do we got? I remember my best took a Rob Dyrdek shark day, punched a hole in the wall, shoved the board in the mud. Wait, what? I remember my best bud took a Dyrdek shark deck. Oh yeah, that's right. They had that other company, Seek. Do you remember Seek? That was kind of a random one. 10th booster Dan. Yeah, dude. I'm super vaxxed. I got vaxes and then vaxes to cancel out the vaxes, and no, I did get COVID super early on though. My first video on YouTube is about getting COVID, and like it put me in the ER. Like it rocked me. Say what you want about it. I still never got my smell fully back. That sucked. I was like living in my van at the time. That was no bueno at all. Yeah, Photosynthesis was super incredible. I'm getting new teeth because you convinced me. Are yours removable or permanent? These are permanent. So these are implants. It's called all-in-4 procedure. I got a very specific kind. It's called the GPS all-in-4 procedure. And as far as I know, the only place that they do that is there's a place in Huntington Beach, or I went to a place in Dana Point. I think those are the main 2 places, but I know that they're starting to franchise now. Great experience. It's the most expensive purchase of my life, and probably will be forever, but incredible results. I can chew anything. My mouth never hurts. They were really, really accommodating, and they always answered the phone when I called and had questions. My best experience involving anything medical is with getting these teeth done. Yeah, super professionals. And the guys who do it, like the main 2 doctors that they have, they're also like surgeons. So like they have experience in like a medical background outside of dental. So because I was nervous about my heart and being put under for 3 hours, and they were like, yeah, no, I've literally done the heart operation that you have when you were a kid. I've done that operation. Like I am the perfect person to do this. So I always recommend people go to them. Let's see what else we got. Area 51. I wish Pal paid for these. No, Pal also did not pay for these teeth. That would be sick, though. I was trying to figure out, and I think I can. I'll get ads. I'm not even talking to it. I was about to start talking about taxes. That's a whole other ball game, though. Oh yeah. Thank you for all the support. Thanks. Yeah. No, I'm stoked on the way that they look. I wasn't even banking so much. I thought I was gonna have some super exaggerated, like over pearly whites, and I just told them, I was like, nah, make them more real. Like make them a little yellow, because I think people are gonna see the way that I dress and like the way that I live my life, and then look at my teeth and they're gonna be like, there's no way. But with these, I feel like it's like a natural color. I think it fits my face well, and it's the same dimensions as my old teeth. So they did actual measurements of where my teeth sat and took like a 3D rendering of my head and just remade my same teeth that I originally had. It was pretty sick. So yeah, last thing, we're gonna get into the new video. The main reason I really wanted to do this is to like, I feel like it's a good way for me to interact with people. I'm not interacting with the chat as much as I would have liked to, so I got to get better at that. So let me pull this way. Maybe I'll read a few more of the chats before I get into the next thing, actually. Thank you. Why didn't I get them bold? What, my teeth? Oh, gold. My friend Mason has one gold tooth. It looks pretty sick. I jokingly said to them, I was like, hey, could I get like Christian Bale's canines? Because he has like kind of slightly longer canines. And they're like, we could do any tooth shape you want. Like, you tell us what you want and we'll just do that. I was like, you could do like vampire fangs? They're like, yeah, like we could do anything. Because they literally 3D print. Like, they have a zirconium 3D printer. It's like the hardest plastic that like people can make. So it also lets me know like these are going to last me forever if I take care of them. The only way that these will get messed up is if like the where they're like they're not welded, where the titanium rods go into my jawbone. Like, my jaw would have to deteriorate around it because, like, these teeth are like, they're like, yeah, you can chew rocks. You're good to go. It's pretty crazy. Dude, the nose hair removal surgery would be clutch. I literally went to, because I went and bought some pillows the other day, and I went to, what is it called, Didi's Discount. I was like, oh, I hope they have nose hair trimmers because I'm terrible at trimming them. I just have, like, a little pair of scissors, and it's so annoying I never do it. And I was like, oh, yeah, if they have nose hair trimmers, I'll do that. Because you think I'm not aware of my nose hairs and how long they get? And especially the camera angle, like I film like this in my videos. It's always like angled up. Like I know how much of my nose hairs you've had to see. And I apologize. I swear I'll get on it eventually. Maybe I'll go to Walmart today and get some. I actually do have to go to a grocery store today. Because I gotta buy a bunch of fruit and vegetables. So maybe when I'm out, I'll get some nose hair trimmers. Thank Ladorb for saying that I look good. I appreciate it. Banksky's in here, dude. Banksky, what the fuck? Dan's teeth are 93A? What? Can I pin that comment? What do I do? What can I do with this comment, dude? Is there any options? I'm clicking the triple dots and it's not giving me any options to do anything, but that's the funniest comment I've ever seen. What up, Turbo Skate? This is one of the homies who comes into the video game streams. Helps me out with my Zelda. I think I got a bad batch of dragon wheels. They flat spotted on an angle, slight wheel to bottom. I've never seen a dragon wheel flat spot. So yeah, that does sound like a bad batch. I would report that. I would email Pal Peralta or Skate One Distribution because I think they would probably refund you on that. That doesn't really happen. I've been skating the X formulas a bunch, and those definitely have never flat spotted on me. Nobody fucks with the guy with shark teeth. Can you imagine getting shark teeth where they're all like zigzag? Who's that one guy who's like, I'm gonna blow up and act like I don't know nobody? We'll get your work done in Costa Rica. Yeah, so the whole thing with Costa Rica, because you can get dental done way, way, way cheaper there, is I was so worried that something was gonna go wrong. And I know that it's in a lot of, they're real dentists over there. It's not like some hole in the wall. Like, these people have like real degrees, and it's how it was described to me is like you're getting the same treatment as you would here, but it just felt so much more easy for me to, I mean, I obviously I paid more, but I could just drive 45 minutes, get it done, because it's like you get it done and then you go home and then your mouth heals and then you have to go back and then get more temporaries and, you know, you're going back and forth. And to get something like that done in Costa Rica would have been, I mean, just like in plane tickets and, I mean, just dealing with stuff in general, I just think it felt like such a headache. So I was just like, Riff Raff is who it was. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it here. I just gotta start gonna do live shit out in the world like Ricky Glazer, because I know that's not what you wrote, but I haven't seen what he's doing, so I'm unfamiliar. Is he doing the same stuff that like Jason Park does, where he like will skate live? I feel like me skating live, it's not gonna be any different than me posting my videos, because it's like my videos are literally just like the sessions that naturally happen. There's not a lot of intentional skating that happens in my videos to where it's like, oh, we're filming a video, we have to do trick X, Y, and Z. It's more like, okay, we're already skating, Or we're just warming up, let's just document that, and then wherever the session goes is where the video ends up going. Imagine getting sick and be recover. F that. I don't get it. Imagine a glory hole dentist. Dear God. Dude, this uranium infused meth is living up to his name right now, dude. You're going off right now. Could you imagine Jaws getting a new set of chompers? Jaws is kind of like solid teeth. You just got a wide jaw. How much would it cost to get some gold teeth? I kind of want it. I don't know. To get this done in gold, they wouldn't do it because it wouldn't last as long. Like, the reason that they do this material is it's like they can, first of all, no one's 3D printing in gold. And maybe they are. Not that I'm aware of, though. That sounds crazy. And then the other thing is it's just not going to be as durable. Like your upload frequency, I watch your videos daily. Yeah, the posting every day just seems to be what works for me. It's the easiest thing to do. The other option is like you plan really hard on what the video will be. You put a lot of effort into editing it, and you just try to put out like a banger, and you put all this time and passion. But when that swings and misses, you're sort of like, oh shit. Posting every single day, it's like I just get to do what I'm normally going to do anyways. And if a video does, like, I'm never going to go viral doing this strategy because none of my videos are like that over the top clickable. They don't have that super, super exciting thumbnail or title. It really is just like daily skating out with people who are, in my opinion, very talented. But it's like if a video does bad, it's like, oh, well, let's post another one tomorrow. You know, and if a video does bad, I don't delete them. I know that's a strategy some people use where if a video does bad, the algorithm will kind of punish you for it. It doesn't actually punish you. The way it works is for every view that your video gets, and like once they reach a certain like viewer retention, I guess, it'll show it to X amount of people also. So like all of my subscribers don't get notifications that I posted a video. It does it to a small percentage of that, and if that small percentage liked it, it'll show it to a bigger percentage. And it'll eventually get to the point where it'll show it to more and more random people who don't follow me. And when those videos do well, that's when you go viral. When you have something that'll aim as wide as outside of skateboarding. That's why like Braille had their heyday for a while, because they were shooting for the stands every time. They were like viral thumbnail, viral blah blah blah, super extravagant. And yeah, I'm one person. I'm not doing all that. I'm just gonna be like, hey, Bev up, do you want to go skate tomorrow? This is literally the conversation that we just had. And he was like, yeah, we're gonna go skate. I'm like, all right, cool. And that's the video plan. That's my foresight. I don't know what it's gonna be about. I'm assuming there'll be a curb at some point in time. It's way easier this way, and it's like less stressful, and it's more exciting too. Because when you plan stuff, it causes anxiety. When I know that I'm just skating tomorrow, it feels exactly like it did before I started doing YouTube. When I was like, I'm going skating tomorrow. Pulling out the phone just feels very natural to do. Yeah, that's the feeling that I want it to be, is like it's just going out with friends and skating and it just being kind of organic. Nah, check out Penguin's post every day. Has bangers. I watch both you guys every day. That Penguin's Zero guy, what's his name? Is that Moist Critical, right? I've been referred to him. I've heard people talk about him, but you should look at his stuff because his strategy is crazy, where he posts multiple times a day and just goes on tangents, and they just do super well. And when I watched a part of his video, you see like it's like a photo book quality, like when you get your first MacBook in like 2015. Like it's like not high grade quality. He's just kind of just talking about whatever. It's not high editing, but for some reason it just clicks for people, and people are super stoked on it. His real name is Beverage Upward. Huh. Yeah, I haven't watched much about it. You know who I do watch that is sort of a similar type of thing where they just like kind of talk about what's going on? I like Papa Meat. He says some pretty funny stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with who that is. Is it Papa Meat? Is his other channel? Because Meat Canyon was his main channel where he made animations. And like, you know, I grew up on stuff like David Firth and stuff like that, so I liked Milkman and Salad Fingers and stuff like that. So that kind of naturally made sense for me to learn about Meat Canyon and be like, oh, this is like bizarre and weird. And then he just kind of does talking videos now where he hires other people to edit it, and he's just kind of shooting the shit to nobody. And it's a fun watch when I'm like pretty zoned out. I really do suck at watching movies now. I just go on YouTube and I watch people beat video games, and then like people talk about shit that I don't care about. Whistling Diesel is a pretty good watch too. mean, there's so many, like, I'm not even gonna try it. I'm so bad at reading. Like, there's so many, like, things that you are recommending to me that if I try to read it, I'm gonna read it wrong. But I'm taking mental notes of how to write it. It's funny because local Joe followed me out of nowhere and posted me box jumping on a picnic table and trying to learn ollies up. Local Joe seems just like a nice dude. He's got like a family and he's just doing the skating thing. I like this kickflip from 50-50 battle. I thought that was cool. I feel like, I don't want to say skateboarding is realizing, but I think it's interesting on how the way that I'm entertained by like the best skateboarding in the world right now, like whatever Thrasher is putting out, is becoming less exciting to me, and stuff that I can relate to is becoming more exciting to me. So if it's like a top tier skate video, obviously I'm going to be blown away and super excited. If one of my favorite skaters drops a part, I'm going to be all over it. But a lot of the, let's say, C-list videos that come out, and there's so many of them, and they're all edited so similarly. It's kind of in one ear, out the other kind of stuff. But like I'll watch something like, sometimes Dumb Data will do like something random that I think is interesting, or like Local Joe will like battle a trick, and I can relate to the battle. Even if it's a trick I can do, I'm like, oh man, I know exactly what he's going through. Like I totally feel that. And I feel like when I was streaming Ocarina of Time, which is a game that there's a whole backstory behind it. But basically I grew up watching my brother play that game. And then my brother passes away 4 years ago, and then I had this like desire to like go play and beat the game. I started playing that game again, and it was like this really nostalgic, because I'm 36, so I'm just nostalgic about everything, right? Like 90s kid, but like I'm playing through the game, and the people who are watching it, I think they're entertained by it in the same way that I'm entertained by watching skateboard tricks that maybe I can already do. Like a lot of people came in and watched my streams that like will like destroy that game. Like they played it a bunch of times, they knew where everything was, and they would like help me out, but sometimes they would just watch me struggle. And I think it's probably a obvious type of entertainment, I think, for people to watch the mundane based on its relatability, and it's fun to be able to relate to someone else, even if it's through a screen, to that degree. Like there was like dungeons that I got stuck in, and like, nah, man, you figure it out. And just like I thought, not that I felt pressure, but I was like, man, this is probably boring for them to watch. Like, Dan, obviously just go over there. But they liked watching me have that learning curve, and I sort of have like a similar experience when I watch some skateboarding YouTubers, or even like skateboard Instagram accounts that I follow that are just like friends of mine. Or, I mean, I imagine you experience this with your friends. You probably skate with someone who isn't, on your level, or even like watching someone do the first kickflip for the first time. And it's really exciting. I recently watched like a long take of someone landing their first kickflip. And it's a different kind of exciting than, let's say, watching the newest hot video part, but I wouldn't argue that it's less exciting. It's just a different kind of intense exciting. It was super sick. Later, Joe. When it gets ridiculous with tech or X-Many stairs, I tune out. So the big stair count and stuff like that, that's my generation. I still do get a bit excited about it, but I'm not counting them anymore. Once it gets above 16, they just all blur together. I do have a soft spot for the huckers that are still out there, but I do and have for a very long time preferred, I don't want to say it's tasteful skating, because that's, obviously super opinion based, but like Dennis Busenitz and Justin Strubing are the two skaters that really come to mind, where I'm like, the way that they skate also fits the spots that they skate, and like they'll also go to a spot that everyone skates one way and they'll skate it another way, and it just makes so much sense when they do it. And to me, that's really, really exciting. It's also why companies like Alien Workshop and Habitat, or early stereo skateboards, like when they first came back and they put out that, I forget what the name of the video was, Way Out There, I think it was, and they used all Mid-Lake for the soundtrack. Like, I remember that was really, really cool to me. Like, that type of skating. And now skateboarding, it's at this point where everyone's filming it and everyone's putting out these videos. And I think going the aesthetic route is sort of a shortcut for, let's say, like less top tier skaters to put out stuff. So you're getting a lot of B-list videos, not even B-list, like D-list videos that have like a similar aesthetic. So all these people are kind of like, that market's also getting saturated now. So I keep saying saturated, it's just saturated, oversaturated now. So it's kind of like I'm seeing too much of a good thing, and it's making me like it less. But if I ever get to watching this Alien Workshop video, I did enjoy it. The new carpet video, I mean, I know all the carpet guys, like Eamon and Osama And I mean, like Evan Steck, like a lot of people who work and ride for that company are all like Maryland and DC guys. So I mean, I used to see all these dudes in like that Laurel skate park like every day. So I'm super biased. I'm like, I love seeing people have something that they want to have work out and then just working hard at it and then it catching traction. Because I remember Eamon and Osama tried a different company before that, and I forget what it was called, but I remember thinking that was sick and being blown away. Like, you guys are like 17 and 18 and you started a board company? Like, what the hell? And then now they started Carpet, and it has this like cult following. I mean, my buddy Spencer Newsy loves Carpet, and he wears Carpet gear all the time. And I'm like, how do you even know about it? I didn't even realize how much of a following that they had, and because they're friends with that band Turnstile and like that whole hardcore scene too. It's a really interesting network over there in like the DC, outer DC, the DMV area. I think the DMV area has a really, really cool art scene, including like the skateboarding scene, the graffiti scene, the music scene, the art scene. I think Baltimore and DC are kind of slept on in that regard. Would I ride for Mini Logo? I mean, dude, I grew up living off of Mini Logo. Skate shops that had boards that were turned in, or like when someone would set up a new board and they'd like just throw it behind the counter. I lived off of those, and if I had a couple bucks, I could get a Mini Logo because they were $20 at a skate shop that I would go to. And then when I got sponsored, Charm City, I would get a board a month, and I would do my best to make that thing last. But at that point in time, all I was doing was jumping downstairs and skating like all day, every day. So it definitely wasn't lasting. So yeah, Mini Logo was a hot one for me. And then they had the Mini Logo Slick Decks, which I convinced myself they break less easy because it's a different material on the bottom. And I was like, this is probably a harder material. But yeah, I've never heard of Carpet. Yeah, Carpet's sort of like, they just dropped something. It's just type in Carpet Company. It's like more of a clothing brand now. But yeah, they just kind of have their own thing going on. And it's like two skaters who run it, and they still skate all the time. And I think they have a decent... I mean, I could go on about those guys all day, but Eamon and Osama, I think, have a very, interesting outlook on like skateboarding and the way that they go about it and how much effort they put into their product. Like when they were doing boards, obviously it was all hand screen printed, and they were doing like different stuff to it, like just like putting like glitter into it and making it all like, each skateboard is very, very unique, and like the bag that you would get the board in is like some carry satchel that would just look like a lot of care and effort were put into the aesthetic of it. And yeah, I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. It was very like bougie-esque. It was the bourgeoisie of skateboarding, the bourgeoisie. Flip was always your favorite? I couldn't, Flip always had too much concave for me. I never loved it. It was good, but I was never like, oh, this is the best board ever. And Toy Machine, I remember I got one Toy Machine, and I went to Van Skate Park in Potomac Mills and kickflipped off a drop right when I got it, like maybe like 15 minutes into it, and snapped the nose off the board, and I never rode Tom Yetto again. They stole your Think. Dude, Think Skateboards was kind of cool too. I felt like Think was kind of making a little resurgence right before they died again. My big company that I wish stuck around was Pop War. I thought Pop War was so sick. I just ran into Rob Gonzalez like 6 or 7 days ago. He does stuff for Moxie. I think that's the name of the company. It's like a roller skating company. And they do like, Moxie's does the shoe company? He works for one of them. But we were at Warzaba Skate Park and just kind of chatting it up, and we started talking a little bit about Pop War and how sick it was. Yeah, Scumco, they did so there's a company called Scumco and Son, and I think they're still around. Super sick. They did a board, like it was like a scratch and sniff. Like, sick in the sense of like, the fact that they just like, they had this idea and they actually did it. Like, this is sort of something that like someone would joke about, but no one actually put the time and effort into doing it. And when people do put the time and effort into it, I'm just like, wow, you really went out and did that. I think that's pretty sick. But it was a board that it was a scratch and sniff, and it smelled like shit. So like when you do board slides, your board smelled like poop. Like, that was the whole shtick. And the company's called Scumco and Son. It was pretty sick. Dan, are you over the pucker factor yet when Matthew is hauling ass? No, because I don't know where he's going. Keep in mind, there's so much stuff going down on these sessions that I can't show you because it's being saved for the Thrasher thing that we're putting out. And Matthew, I don't know if has the most amount of footage for it, but I think he does. And like, dude, like the stuff that he's sitting on from Channel Street, and like the street footage that he's like, the bank to wall spot that we went to that I put on not that long ago, I think Christopher Hyde does a front rock on it. Like, dude, Matthew was like, to put it in perspective, Grant Taylor did a front disaster in it, and like it was a big deal. Front disaster on that's insane. Like, Matthew like did some shit on that thing. That's like, why What? Like, and he did it. Not only did he do it, he did it multiple times so they could get different angles on it. It was Matthew's different. What scratch? Oh, when your friends had that scratch and stuff board, did he know that? I'd buy a box of Pal gear if Dan picks out whatever gear I get. Oh, do like a mystery box, but it's not a mystery. It's just me picking out what you get. Everyone just get a whole bunch of deck rails and then mob grip tape. It would just be like stuff from NHS, just mob grip tape. Yeah, I that is an interesting idea of like doing different packages from different team riders. Like, what do you actually get? Like, you could buy what I normally get, which would just be a bunch of 8.5 flight decks and deck rails. And dude, Pal Peralta hardware, dude. I think it's mini logo hardware. It's good hardware. I don't ride Skate 1 distribution grip tape. It's Jessup. If you like Jessup, you can ride Skate 1 distribution grip tape. If you want some sort of throwback Pal Peralta graphic or Bones graphic or something like that on your grip tape, you can literally just get it from Skate 1. It's the exact same thing as Jessup. Like, literally the exact same thing as Jessup. Like, not even sort of Jessup. It's basically, it's just Jessup. Pop War was sick, yeah. I've told the story before, but I have a Pop War story where I was at, what's it called? I was at Top Shop, and I was, like, skating my little ass off. This is back when I was trying so hard. I tried so hard for so long to try to do something with skating. And it wasn't even like I was like this. Like, it was always like I was like this, but I was like I'd start to go like this, and this would happen all of a sudden. It was never near it. But I was skating there, and they have a bowl, and at the time I was getting pretty comfortable in transition, and I could do airs and stuff like that. And then I remember he had something to do with Giant Distribution or wherever Pop War was out of. He was watching me skate, and then in the contest I did really well on the street side. And he was like, hey, like, how would you like to get boards from Pop War? And I was like, it was my favorite company. I was already riding a Pop War board. And I was like, I would love nothing more than to get something from Pop War. And then I got an email. I gave my email. And then I got an email from him, like, I don't know, a couple weeks later. I was like, hey, Pop War just went under, so that's not happening. And I was like, oh, man. Like, it was close enough to achieving the dream, though. But yeah, what a cool company that was. They had Amy Carone. They had Chad Tim. They had Kenny Reed. They had Rob Gonzalez, right? Did Danny Montoya ride for it? I don't remember. And then the graphics were like just very unique with this like neon. It was just its own thing. It's really hard for a company to do its own thing now because there's a bazillion companies out there. But back then it was the wild, wild west in the sense that not that it was wild, but just because it was just fucking desert, dude. Everyone was doing the same stuff, so you could just switch it up a little bit. And it was like, whoa, like what are they doing over here? Nowadays, I feel like everyone's just sort of kind of going with the same thing. I mean, think about when Strobic started filming that way, which is pretty crazy. He created the new standard for filming, basically. He changed filming, which he'll always have that claim. It's pretty sick. CCS used to give trick tips over the phone. I'd never heard of that, but I remember seeing trick tips in Skateboarder magazine. And Rodney Jones had one for, I think it was switch flip board slide. He like did it on some handrail. It was crazy. Rodney Jones was skating 7.5 boards, and he's tall. He's like probably, I mean, to me, he's tall. He's probably like 5'11" or something like that. But tiny boards, and he skates like vert with like, he has a clip of doing a big swing back disaster on a vert ramp in an old Charm video, and he's riding a 7.5. It's ridiculous. Have I tightened my trucks recently? You were riding your trucks tiny bit too loose. I didn't tighten my trucks. I started riding Thunder, and Thunders are more stable. So I can get the same lean, but it's like more sturdy until it turns. So like if you think about it like this, Ace pretty much, if you put something on top of my fingers like this, like pretty much that's Ace. Or it's more like that, like a little gap. So like the second start to lean, like it's gonna go. And then Indies are like slightly more than that. And then Thunders are like this. And then Crux were like this. Crux are like this. Like Crux just don't turn. And then Tensor is just this. Tensor is super impossible to turn. If you want trucks that turn, your only options are and I haven't tried new lure pivs. I've heard that they turn pretty good, and I heard Slappies are decent. I did hear Slappies are decent for people who ride for Slappies though, or people who ride for Tomieto. So there's probably some bias. I do want to do a little Slappies tryout, especially because when I was at Mono Mono, Mike Sinclair said he'd give me some trucks, but they didn't have the lows yet. But I guess they're coming out with lows. But Venture over Thunder. So if you start riding Thunder and you like the stability of it, and you're like, you know what, I like the stability more so much, I want it to be so stable that turning's even harder, go to Venture. Venture is very sturdy. They do pinch, but they don't turn enough. They don't let you really get in there. Like, I would like someone to be able to get in there. You convert it. See, I convert it from indie to. He says I converted from Thunder to Adventure, and he's never going back. I converted from indie. I was indie forever. Like, I've been writing indie for as long as I can remember, and now that I'm doing Thunder, it's like, oh, they're so good. Yeah, whatever works. But yeah, I have been getting compliments since I started writing Thunder for like, oh, it looks like you're a little bit more in control than you were before. I like the feeling of being out of control, but it's counterintuitive or counterproductive for landing tricks. And it's like, dude, I'm 36. I need to start landing everything I possibly can. I didn't tighten my trucks up, but I have been, or at least last time before my calf got hurt, I was skating just the L-Strainer double set, it's a 7 stair. It's literally just a 7 stair. It looks like a double set. It's just a 7. But I tightened my truck slightly so I wouldn't get wheel bite jumping down it, and it made all the world of difference. It sucks to sort of adjust the way I do my flip tricks with slightly tighter trucks, but whenever I jump down stuff now, I'm going to little tilt to the side a little bit. I ride my trucks a little bit wider than my board. There's a stability reason for it in skating transition. That's the main reason that people do it. But in all honesty, it's for front crooks for me because my nut sticks out slightly past my board, so I can see exactly. It's easy for me to estimate exactly where my truck begins and my wheel ends. And one of the issues with front crooks is getting into front nose because you hit your wheel on the way up, which if I can see my nut, I know where my wheel is. And then the other thing is like overshooting it and kind of landing in that heel side crook pinch. And it's just way easier for me to get it exact when I can see literally my nut. And other than that, it feels more sturdy, but the real reason is front crooks. It's a trick that I really like doing and I really hate losing. So I've never heard you talk about the Devant Jolly corner of skateboarding. I don't know what that word is. Devante Jolly corner? I don't know what that is. Do you own any longboards or cruisers? No, I don't. I don't think I ever have. It's just riding a skateboard is like, let me put it to you like this. Riding a skateboard isn't fun to me personally unless I can get up and down curbs and cracks. Like, I love nothing more than skating through the city and not doing tricks. But when I say not doing tricks, I mean I'm not really flipping my board or anything. I am power sliding around, olling up curbs, firecrackering one stairs, smacking my tail and stuff, hitting my nose on trash cans as I ride by, where you kind of like do a little tic-tac into stuff. Like, that stuff is endlessly fun to me. Like, that is my favorite part of skateboarding. And I haven't been doing it as much this past year because I just keep getting hurt. But during the recovery, though, that's what really brings my energy. Like, if I didn't have that, I feel like getting back on my skateboard would be a chore. Like, it would be like, oh, like I gotta go to the skate park and get comfortable on my board again. But when I'm coming off a calf injury or an ankle injury, I'm like, oh, I can go push around. And I can just kind of tap my board on stuff, and it gives me the motivation to not only try more stuff and be a little bit less scared because I got a feel for it, but it's like it's a nice incline up instead of like immediately going to the skate park and like, okay, let's see if backsmiths still work. So I love riding a skateboard, so you would think I'd be down for longboards and stuff, but it's just not the right feel for me. They're planning to replace El Toro here in Cincinnati. Wait, make a replica of El Toro in Cincinnati? Why? Why are they doing that? That's crazy. Like, if you're going to make a replica of something, why not make a replica of something fun? That's terrible. Do more one-footed manis. Have I done any one-footed manis? I don't think I've ever... I don't know. I know I've never filmed a one-footed mani. I think I've done a one-footed nose manual when I was a pup, but I don't think I've ever had one in a video. I think I might have filmed Andy do a one-footed manual in a video before. Would swapping bushes in the Ace trucks make them not turn so much? It would just make it a little stiffer, but I think you're still going to get the same angle. So it's good advice, and this is what Victor Garcia tells to me, Thick Vic. And he gave me a set. He just randomly brought me a set. The standard bushings that come with Thunder, I'm used to them. I like them. But I blew out a bushing, and when I switched my bushings with the red, not stock ones, the one that you buy, I think Thunder makes them, but they're red bushings. They're better bushings. They're more responsive. They're I don't know if they're harder or softer, but they felt as sturdy as Thunder felt, and maybe it's placebo effect. It felt better. It felt more cozy. And I'm also going from riding a broken bushing to bushings that work all of a sudden, so it's a pretty big shift. But I was like, oh, this makes my truck feel better. And now that I'm skating a brand new set of, because I kept losing my board, Well, one got stolen out of my car, and then the other one I left at a skate park. I'm back on the standard bushings. I noticed it's not as good as the red ones. At least I think I noticed that. I heard they're making changes to something to do parking curbs once or something. What is that about? What's the biggest size skateboard you like to cruise? So my favorite size skateboard to ride isn't one that I ride. The 875 with the 15-inch wheelbase is my favorite size and shaped board. And I rode that for like a year and a half. There's a huge stint in my YouTubing. I think it's like my second year of YouTube. So during the New York trip and all that, I'm on an 875 and 15-inch wheelbase. And I felt like I was getting worse at skating. I was like, okay, this is it. This is the decline because my age is catching up. I don't have the strength. I can't ollie as high. And I was very much like, I wasn't bummed on it. I was like, okay, this is this. Like, I accept. But I felt very secure in my board. A bigger board like that is very comfy. And I was riding 9-inch trucks. But I broke a board, and I didn't order a package because I always wait till the last second to order new boards because they send you like 6 to 8 boards at a time. So it's easy to forget that you don't have any boards left because like a board lasts me a month when it's a flight deck. They last forever, and I skate every day. So I'm like, oh, like I don't have anything. John Bradford had an 8.5 for me. He was like, hey, you just have this. And like literally day one, I was like, oh no, I didn't lose any of my tricks. I was just riding too big of a board. Like it was just out of my strength basically. Because the big one for me was my frontside 360s. I always sort of prided myself on being able to do a front 3 on flat ground without pivoting at all. And I could also frontside 360 kickflip on flat ground with some pivot. And those tricks were nowhere to be found. Double flips were long gone. Not that I did them that much, but it was annoying that they weren't there when I would dork around with them in games of skate and stuff like that. And then I couldn't ollie as high. And then with the dropping back down to 8.5, I was like, oh no, I have everything. It didn't go anywhere. That was a year and a half of me getting worse at skating because the setup that I should be riding isn't the right setup. I'm not even joking. Jim Thibault, are you in the chat? Like, or is that why you're texting me right now? What? Hold on. Let me text about trucks real quick. No, I'll respond afterwards. That's funny. Yeah, he just asked what. He'll send red bushings for me for the next set. Shout out Jim Thibault, skateboarding's grandfather, or not a grandfather, just skateboarding's dad that we don't deserve. Does it maintain 875 over both trucks? I ride 875 over both trucks. When I was riding the 875 board, though, I was riding 9-inch trucks. Now I ride 875 on my 8.5 board. Bring back Grind King. Dude, remember how said Grind Queen? Well, it was Grind King. So, you know, if you're familiar with the account Grind Queen Trucks, it's an Instagram account. And it came out like really swinging. Like it was like one of those skateboard meme accounts that like had no problem punching up and punching in all directions and said some really, really funny stuff. And it initially was Grind King. And what happened was Grind King Trucks, the actual truck company, got like pissed at him and like did some cease and desist shit or something like that. And so they had to change it to Grind Queen. But when Grind Queen was Grind King Trucks, I think it was like Grind King trademark or something like that, whatever their name was on Instagram. That is, in my opinion, the greatest Instagram meme account in the skateboarding world that have ever existed. And then what was the other one? Front Lip Big Spin was another one that I thought was pretty funny. And they only followed Donnie Hickston of all people because Donnie Hickston always does these fucking lip slide variations. Oh, man. I wonder if Donnie's ever been to Eggs where it's Forbidden 14. I feel like they'd show up with pitchforks and tiki torches. The biggest skateboard I ride was an 8. That was the only skate. Yeah, I remember making my first switch to 8 from 775 because at that point in time, that's all we rode. That was like the standard. And then I had no boards. I had no money. But I won a contest, and the board that I won was like some local brand size 8. And then I remember when I switched to that 8, I got addicted to riding bigger sizes. And that took me all the way up to a 9-inch board over the course of like 2 years where like, this feels good, this feels sturdy, go bigger. This feels good, this feels sturdy, go bigger. And it ended up to where like the only boards I could find that were 9 inches at the time were like Black Labels. And they always had kind of funky shapes to them. And then I was like, this is too much. Then I dropped back. I think I went from like 9 inches to 825 for a while. But yeah. Alien was the best company ever. Dude, if you look at like the longevity and like the stuff that Alien did and the impact that it had, I would argue that Alien Workshop is the coolest company ever, even though it had like a very uncool falling out. Like the team that they had gathered and everything they put together, I think was really really sick. But when I think of like the greatest companies of all time, I think the fact that Baker Skateboards is one of the few companies from my generation that is still on top or still like relevant and loved by just about everyone in the skateboarding community. I think it'd be hard not to throw them in there. I think Toy Machine's also done a really good job of like staying true to like what they've always kind of done, and they're dropping a new video right now that's going to be super rad. Miles Wood has a part. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty excited about that. But like I think they've done a really good job being like a core company. And then Anti-Hero. I think Anti-Hero. I mean, I feel like Crooked hasn't been around long enough, but I think Crooked's another one. But Anti-Hero is one of the greatest companies of all time because it is like an anti-hero company. They never really, they run the same graphics, they have the same aesthetic, they put on who they want, they promote who they want. I mean, when Grant Taylor went to Anti-Hero, I almost felt that it was weird because here's Grant Taylor, this epic skater, and at that point in time, Anti-Hero felt like it had a very like backyard pool. Not everyone knows the names of the team riders team, and then now it's like everyone loves Anti-Hero now. But there was a like Cash Money Vagrants is a video that I grew up on, and I always had a sweet spot in my heart for Anti-Hero. But I remember being surprised, like Grant Taylor seemed like this A-list skater. It sort of was kind of like, I mean, it would be like, I don't know who's like a big name right now. It'd be like Tyshawn Jones going to fucking. I don't want to say like something too small, but like it'd be like him going to. I almost said Dark Star, but that'd be insane. If he went to Dark Star would be sick. But I mean, he has his own board company. But like it'd just be him going like some epic skater going to something smaller. Is Mark Suciu still riding for Habitat? By the way, speaking of Habitat, I don't even remember if he went to something else or not. Yeah, Anti-Hero is sick, and what's cool about Anti-Hero is they're like quietly sick. Anti-Hero is not flooding your feed on all these different forums with video parts and YouTube videos, and they're literally just like, we skate and we put out when we finally film something, and it's cool that pure side of skating, or in my opinion, that's a very pure side of skating, of just like doing your thing and skating with your friends, has a marketability to it that people still really identify with, and hopefully the sales show that. I do see Anti-Hero boards in the wild a good bit, so yeah. Hey Dan, I don't know if you've seen that Fantasy Factory Rob Dyrdek old TV show, but have you seen the old episode where they created a big giant skateboard? That was crazy. That big giant skateboard that they created is actually, I don't know if it's still there, but I went to the skateboarding private training facility that's in the Olympic skateboarding private, whatever it's called, California skateboard training facility that's in San Diego. Because I was originally going to go there and, because I have a construction background, I was going to go there and help them build. And I was like, I want to get into skate park design and building. And I forget what company built that park, but randomly Dexter Lucieri is who introduced me to them, who Josh Holtz like hit up for me or something like that. But I almost like went to like build that skate park, but the money that they were offering wasn't worth being down there and blah blah blah. But that gigantic skateboard is out front, and they just wrote their logo, the California Skateboarding Facility, on that skateboard. So if you want to go spin those wheels, it's literally right there. It's massive. And he like bombed a hill on it and stuff like that. Did he do a grind on that? Can you imagine like a giant ride-on grind? Like a ride-on grind for that board is still like 6 feet high, because the truck, like not 6 feet high, but it's probably like it's a big ledge to ride-on grind. That thing's massive. Barletta just created Jacuzzi, that's an interesting company. That Jacuzzi, because like, dude, Enjoy was during the Bag of Suck era, and I don't know who's in here and how old you are, but even before the Bag of Suck era, I mean, just all the tilt mode stuff, that was the coolest company. I mean, Enjoy was such a not giving a shit underdog kind of thing, and when they had Mark Johnson on it too, it was just so sick. And to see the way that Dwindle went and Enjoy slowly start to feel more like a Dwindle company, because Dwindle companies kind of all have the same vibe in my perspective, and it's a very, I'm from the East Coast and I'm not hearing what's going on in the industry perspective, but I remember just like Dark Star wasn't it and Blind wasn't it to us, and almost we liked it first for a second, but then it kind of like just sort of turned into what they kind of these like cartoonish companies that were kind of whatever, and Enjoy always stood out as like, no, this is a company. And then it just slowly kind of lost its luster, and team riders went. I think Louis did a good job finding new team riders, but you can only work with what you can work with as far as marketing and whatever Dwindle was giving him to do. But Jacuzzi, I want to like Jacuzzi. I do. There's some team riders on there that I really like. I know a couple people on the team that I think are pretty sick. I like that they have some people on the East Coast. I like that they have some people in other countries. I don't dislike the name. The aesthetic, it feels like it's sort of just in between stuff that already exists. And I did watch the video and I did like a lot of it, but it wasn't, I mean, it's pretty hard to blow anyone away at this point in time, but it's sort of one of those things where it's like, yeah, the market's so oversaturated, starting new companies so tough to stand out, that it's like I'm rooting for Jacuzzi, but not that I have advice for any company, but I don't know what they could do to make a bigger impact than they already are, because they have a sick team, you know what I mean? And like Louis Barletta is a beloved skater, and what a cool person to like help run a brand, but I have no idea. The impact decks are so good. The impact decks, I hated them, dude. I hated the impact decks. I didn't like the way they looked. They always drew that circle around the truck or whatever, and I was like, ugh, I didn't like looking at the bottom of the board. I mean, I'm not even that, picky when it comes to graphics, but there's certain things that I'm like, ugh. Thoughts on Quasi? I love Quasi. I think Quasi's super sick. I've been a fan of Quasi. I mean, I liked Mother more because I thought it was a cooler title. But yeah, I think Quasi's really sick. And my favorite part about Quasi is the way that it's being held kind of tight to, kind of a random place, Richmond, Virginia, which if you're from the East Coast, you are aware of the relevance that Richmond and the skaters that have come out of Richmond have. And the skate shop that they have there, that whole energy of Richmond they have their own thing going on there, and it's really, really sick. But yeah, I think Quasi's super rad. I think they have their own direction that they're going, and they also, once again, don't shove their shit down everyone's throats like I feel like a lot of companies are. They don't seem to be playing the game, and I think it's working for them. Like the numbers game of having team riders that have followers, and the social media game, like them and Anti-Hero and even Crooked now. Like they're not really playing that game. They're kind of just like letting their thing speak for itself. Deca was cool. Deca was cool. I never had a Deca board, but I remember Deca's second to none video was insane to me. Do we still have people in here? I'm not even like paying attention. I'm just like chit-chatting now. Yeah, I got 260 people in here. That's crazy. Maybe I should stream on the channel more often. So the main reason I don't want to stream on the channel often, though, let me get out of this, is because I know for a fact that if I'm streaming on here, whatever video I posted that day is just suffering, because it means that no one's over there watching the video from today. Unless you want to go after this, if you want to go, First Love, Transil's First Love. Do you want to watch that? Kind of. If you want to watch today's video, you go right ahead. But I've streamed before. It was my birthday, and I did like a birthday stream, and I went and checked the analytics, and it literally went like the video that I posted that day was like this, and then it flatlines. And then when I'm done the stream, it'll like slowly start to go up, and it loses its trajectory. So if I do streaming on this channel, I'd have to do it on a day that I don't post, which I post every day. So it'd be a difficult thing to navigate and try to figure out, because this consistency of posting it's kind of what I need to do, or at least it's what has worked for me for a while. My thoughts on Godspeed, dude. I didn't care. Like, it has really good skating in it. I honestly, and I know that it was like this groundbreaking video. I'm gonna really throw myself under the bus right here. I also didn't really care about Cherry that much, the Supreme video. I didn't like the antics of like people. Maybe the video was amazing, and I'm just biased because it bothered me so much that they had so much footage of people like wrestling with security guards and stuff like that, and like fighting with people. I don't really like that. I don't know. Like you don't know the full story behind all the stuff that's going on, but it's like you're fighting with a security guard. I understand getting kicked out of security sucks, but it's like they're doing their job, and you're gonna fight them. Like, just go back the next day, or wait till he goes away and then try some more, and then he can chase you out or something like that. But you don't need to fight someone over a skateboard trick. There's no trick that has ever been landed that is like worth fighting someone over. You know what I mean? Like, there's spots that even if it's about to get skate stopped and you're never gonna get your trick again and security's kicking you out, like, it sucks. It's terrible. But, let it be. It's like the last days of Love when we found out that Love was getting torn down. It was like dead middle of winter. It was like negative a bazillion degrees. I went there twice in the last days. And you skate the ledges. You don't skate the gap, because you had your shot at the Gap, the rest of history or whatever. This is our local. All the Philly dudes were very adamant about like, no, we're skating the ledges. If you try to skate the Gap, we don't fucking care. Like, we're gonna keep skating these ledges. So people would show up thinking that they're gonna be able to do something down the Gap, and the locals would press them. And like, to me, in a way, that makes sense. Like, it's not the same thing as what I was saying before, but it's like, I don't know. There's more important things than getting your trick. You know what I mean? Even if it's other people being able to get their last licks in a Love Park. Dan Corrigan's got a mean jab. No, I'm a headbutter. But if I get in a fight, the first thing I always do is headbutt. It's terrible. I'm a little guy, dude. If I'm going to get beat up, I'm going to headbutt you in the face. And hopefully break your nose, and then you can't beat me up too bad. You were at the last days of Love? Yeah, me too. It was freezing cold, and I couldn't warm up. The second time we went, it was just unskateable. Like, I literally could not warm up. The first time we went there for Yoshi to big flip it, and we went at night. And I think that was the night Tyrone Henderson stuck Nollie down Love. Freezing. Dude, he had on, if he didn't have on so many layers, and he went with the same amount of velocity that he went, he probably would have nollied the Love Gap and landed on the other side of the fountain, because he was just layered head to toe. It was freezing cold. Like, to get your feeling in your feet, we were all stomping around, like running around. There's ice everywhere. Like, people were like chipping ice off the ledges to skate it. It was crazy to jump down that gap at that point in time. But then the next time it was even colder, and it was during the day, which you would think would be warmer. But it was freezing cold that day, and it was breezy. And I just remember, I kind of just like sunk it all in, or took it all in. I just kind of like looked around, watched people skate ledges, and be like, oh yeah, there's like a lot of history here. And then I still have it at my house, actually. They tore it out, and I went back, I don't know, like 3 months after they tore it out, and I found a corner chunk of the outledge. The main outledge that everyone skated off the 2 or 3 stair there, the corner of it, because they had just like it was all fenced off or whatever. You could see where everything was sitting. And a chunk of the corner of the ledge was on the ground, and I took it home. So I have that, and then I have a brick from Brooklyn Banks, which was a lot cooler when we thought they were taking it out, but now they're bringing it back, so that brick's not as cool. I learned hugely on a quasi. Much better than my Element. Still, I love Santa Cruz the best. Yeah, Santa Cruz seems like they have good boards. Element boards, I rode Element boards for a while. I got Flow from Element for a minute. I never was super opinionated on their board shapes or quality or anything like that. It just seemed kind of like a bland board. I remember people talk a lot of shit on Element boards, like, damn China wood. And it's like, oh man, like almost all boards are made in China. You should live stream react to the Olympics this year. The reason that 1420, dude, appreciate it so much. Sky Miracle, after a 20-year hiatus, 41, dude. 41's the age that I've been hearing so many people get back into skating. Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. Oh yeah, but the reason I won't do any commentary on contests is because I don't care for them. I don't really like. Well, I would do like Tampa Am, but why would I commentary on Tampa Am when they already have like Tim O'Connor doing it? You know, I think Tim O'Connor does a pretty good job talking shit, and I like Vern too. They just have the same East Coast takes as me, just they're a little bit harsher. I'm a little too nice with my takes when it's something like that. Because I was like, I don't want to tear this guy down, dude. They're just out there skating. Looks like a kook, but they're just out there skating. If I did like a reaction to anything, I would just probably react to videos. Or I think the idea of this, like talking about different companies and the history of it, I think is kind of interesting, especially because I can chit chat with other people from different generations and see what they thought about, like, for example, Alien Workshop and what their take on the whole thing was. Which, am I going to even get into? I mean, I don't even need to really chop this up and turn this into a video. I'll probably just like let this live. I am curious. I can't pull it up here though. Wait, is it over here? Hold on. Yeah, you can't see this. Okay, we're gonna go. Wait, let me triple check. I'm gonna pull up my Instagram right now. My YouTube analytics, and see how this video is actually directly affecting today's post. So we'll go here, click this, go to YouTube Studios. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's look at the analytics here. All right, content. Because I feel like it's just and it's just straight flat line. Yeah, like there is totally just like starting at the bend. It really started flatlining out around 6:45. It's so funny. But whatever. I'm having fun chit chatting. Pull this back up. Pull the chat back up. And I guess the other option is like to do something like this on a second channel or a third channel, I guess at that point. But then it'll be a fourth channel. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my second channel. Because my second channel, I've been doing stuff like this, but I just play video games and then just chat. And usually the conversations have less to do with skateboarding, more to do with just like, I don't know, some 36-year-old skateboarding philosophy or something, like me just talking about stuff that I think or feel. And I feel like that should be on a third channel because it's gaming. And then my second channel should just stay like random stuff. But I don't know. It's fun to interact with everyone. Alien Workshop was amazing back in the day. I have an Alien Workshop complete from about 15 years ago. Before it got bought out. Yeah, I would hold on to that. I bet you that's like worth money. Toby Ryan's Wallenberg Nollie backside flip. Oh yeah, dude. Dude, I see that kid skating around San Diego every once in a while. He's one of Dylan Jeb's homies. Dude, that kid's fucking good. That kid's so good. Oh my! I wanted to go to the premiere, and I didn't. I blew it, and I should have. I was feeling really social, and Devin and me went to Phoenix Am, and then I ended up sitting with Jim Thiebaud, and then he was telling me about the premiere of that video part. And he was like, "Oh, come down to San Diego," and I was feeling very extroverty because I'm like, I'm already at this event. I'm at Phoenix. There's a bunch of people here. I'm like mingling with people that I like, and Jimmy Jam was there, and Dill was there, and Vern was there. All these people that I know. And I was like, yeah, like another skate event sounds sick. Like I'm definitely down. I even like went to San Diego that day to skate with Spencer so I could go to that premiere. But I just lost my mojo to like go be that social. It's just the tank gets drained pretty fast for me. I feel like I do well in extroverted situations, but I do very much prefer to like live alone and have my space and watch YouTube videos by myself every night. It's pretty cozy. I like the alone time. Do you ever drink your own pee? I don't. I can't say I never have, though. I don't think I have, but, maybe when I was like 3 or 4 or something. Maybe. I don't know. But no, I don't drink my own pee. Pigwood was a sick team. They burned out quick. Dude, Pigwood was a weird team. I always felt like Pigwood was like the flow team of Foundation that they just like gave boards to, and then with Ragdoll, who was like kind of established on Black Label, and then all the dudes who were Flow just like really stepped it up when they got their board sponsor. And the Pigwood video ended up being this sort of weird, I don't know, like it was way better than I think I expected it to be. Like I remember like being like Pigwood, like Pig Wheels has a board company, that's so stupid. And then the video came out, I was like, oh, like this is actually kind of sick. And then it fizzled out. You're pretty introverted. Yeah, like it's one of those things where like I don't really, it's not like I shut down in public situations when I'm with people. I just prefer to not be in public situations or with people. I prefer small crowds. Even the PAL sessions get kind of a lot sometimes. Like we'll be like with 7 or 8 people and I'll be like, oh, this is a lot of people to interact with. But, I don't have like a crazy shutdown or anything like that. What was the dude that skated for Habitat? Danny Montoya? Oh, you're thinking of Danny Gonzalez. Dude, Danny Gonzalez did the best kickflip ever. I think it's in Mosaic, where it's out of that bump onto, it's a spot where it goes like, it's a bank up and it goes flat and then it goes down, and he just does a kickflip out of the bump, lands on the flat, and then nollie flips into the bank and then punches a sign as he's skating away. And the kickflip out of that bump, it's like when you catch a kickflip on the way up and you continue to go up, to me that is top tier kickflip. That's why Brad Cromer has, in my opinion, the best kickflip, because all of his kickflips are like straight to his feet. He keeps going up. He doesn't do anything crazy or exaggerate it. My friend Devin has a similar kickflip. He catches it on the way up. But the one that Danny Gonzalez did, that particular kickflip, it's like, I'm going to pull it up, actually. Screw it. I got you guys on here, dude. Let's see. Danny I'm going to probably spell it wrong. Skate. Oh, did I spell it? Or Danny Garcia. I'm sorry. Danny Garcia. I think this is the Mosaic part. I'm gonna pull this up. I think I've actually like talked about this in a different Mosaic's like Alien Workshop, dude. Like they're sister companies, whatever. Let me go over here and move my goofy ass out of the way. If you know what kickflip I'm talking about, you probably have no problem me pulling it up again to rewatch it because it's so good. Alien was probably the first board that introduced this. Yeah, Alien was one of the. It was definitely the first company that like it stood out to me of its name. I just didn't think it was cool yet. Where is this kickflip? Dude, this part's so good. We'll just watch it from here. Look how tiny their boards were back then. Like that's definitely a 7.5 or a 7.75. And I'm switching nose grind. I'm like 99% sure that it's in this part. It could be Origins, but I'm pretty sure it's this part. Yeah, because he had last part in this one. It enters that Nollie Gap Crook. I just found that spot the other day. It's in Brea. It's like not far from Brea Skate Park. Is that, can you guys see that red line? Probably not. That's actually like right next to Brea Skate Park. That ledge spot. Oh no, it's not. It's a different one. Never mind. It looks just like that one though. I don't know why. He destroyed my park when Habitat came to town. I'm sure he did. Dude, Habitat had such a sick team. I should learn that trick. Faggy chef, switch manual, switch. This kickflip. Like, okay. I need to dissect why this kickflip stands out so much to me. Because it is a spicy kickflip, but like, is it how I described it? What is so great about this kickflip? Let's find out. I think it might be after the catch. I think he's really relaxed after the catch, like he's just riding. So he flicks it. He's still going up. It's just his arms are like kind of down. Like your arms don't normally go there when you kickflip. It stays on his feet. So I don't know. I don't know what about that kickflip. Oh, the casual, like barely moving his hands. This is my favorite kickflip of all time. And it's like kind of on like a narrow spot. It's probably not a very good bump. I would love to see the outtakes. Whoever's sitting on the raw footage of this, I want to see all of the kickflips from this session. It just stayed so sturdy on his feet. It didn't. And then he nollie flips in and punches that. Why did he punch that? What was wrong with this nollie flip? What am I missing? Is it because he kind of rode through the dirt right there? Is it because he swerved? It didn't pop the way he wanted? Why did he? Yeah, this part's great though. Pull back up the chat. Yeah, he's just so high. Also, just wanted to say that I think your channel is awesome and your skating has progressed nicely. Dude, it's so cool to like feel like I'm still getting better at skating. Like, I don't know if I necessarily am. I feel like I'm losing a lot of tricks as many as I'm learning, but I do feel like I'm better at skating now, or at least I was right before I got hurt, than I've ever been. And to be able to say that consistently for this long, my body's definitely not keeping up like I wanted to, which is why I'm trying to go through all these like health things. But yeah, it's sick. I'm pretty stoked to like still learn tricks. Skating still just as fun. I should get paid for this ad that you're watching. Has anyone? Here's a question, because I don't know what's going on. Is anyone getting ads like while watching the stream? Like, are ads popping up for anyone while you're watching this? Like, not on my screen, but I mean like actually in the video. Like you're watching me talk, and all of a sudden I'm not talking, and then you get an ad. Because I don't know how this works. The only thing I remember about Alien Workshop is Arto's boards. That's crazy. Arto's so late in like the world of Alien to me. Like, and he was such a short-lived thing. I wish I was better at skating. My body is toast. Okay, cool. No one's getting ads. Okay, that's what I thought. Like, that makes sense. Like, how would you put ads on a live stream? Why would you do that? Nollie, heel, no slide, a hand rail, in that Habitat come up era. Yeah, the Collison Nollie heel, no slide that I remember is on Wilshire 9-stair, 10-stair rail, and then I remember that was like a really, really big deal. It was like slow-mo and all that jazz. Wait, can you see that one? What happens if I click this? I'm also trying to clean the house up. Dude, I've been inside for like a couple days, and then like I went to the ER the other day, and so I'm like, okay, I gotta like not do anything. I gotta like lay around or whatever. And today, like I'm still sick, but I was like, dude, I have to do something. So I've just been, it doesn't look that clean probably, but I've just been cleaning my house all day. And then that's when I also thought to do this. Like, dude, stir crazy. Like, it's so funny on how having a day off when you're sick, the first day that you're sick, there's sort of like a oh, this sucks that I'm sick, but also like I'm not gonna do shit today. Like I'm probably like I was like I went over Dale's last night. And we were talking about watching Disney movies, and I got all excited. I was like, man, I might go watch The Land Before Time because he was talking about watching it. And then like it's like day 3 now, and I'm like, I need to move so bad. Like I need to like walk around or something. Do I skate with any East Coast guys out in Cali? I feel like almost all my friends are from the East Coast. I mean, depends on what you consider East Coast too, because I got a couple friends from Ohio as well. Like Cody Hiles from Ohio and stuff. Tyron Henderson, I brought him out to California with me from Maryland when I first came out here. Dale's from Detroit, so not a lot of people that are actually from the West Coast, that's for sure. Do people in this era know that Wonderful Horrible Life existed? They better know about PDLive's Wonderful Horrible Life. That's like the most important video ever. Yeah, I think most of my friends are kind of from the East Coast. Even people that are on Palo Peralta, a lot of them are transplants. But like people that I don't like skate with that much or whatever, but are my friends that I wish I saw more. Are people like a lot of dudes from North Carolina. Fucking Miles Willard, he's from Baltimore. He lives a couple blocks over that way. I don't see him that often, but one of my favorite skaters, that's for sure. And I've known him forever. Does his trick a little too fast? TJ Rogers is good. He does his trick a little too fast and quick if you pay attention to his tricks. Like, are you saying he doesn't grind his stuff long enough? TJ's Switch 360 down Hollywood 16 is literally insane. It's the second best trick ever done down it. And the only reason that it's not number 1 is because, trick-wise, I think that Switch Frontside 360 is more impressive than Fakie Flip for the most part. It's just a lot of spinning to stop, and you land switch, a lot of wheel bite, something that big. If Hollywood 16 had more run-up, I would argue that Switch 360 is the best trick, but Fakie Flip with that run-up is impossible. It makes no sense that he Fakie Flip that. The dude rides for like dog skateboards. Yeah, Fakie Flip on that is literally impossible. Oh, you're welcome for the shout out on live stream. Are you in here now? Did you ever skate with Jeremy Rogers when you were coming up? No, he was up north. He was a Boston guy. I skated with Zarek before. I mean, he's also a Boston guy, but he was skating a lot of New York at the time. So like, I randomly ended up at a ledge spot with him, and he was a cool guy. Yeah, the Palo Peralta slicks, dude. When I'm sitting on this video that I need to put out, I went to the Palo Peralta warehouse and like went through all their stuff, and they showed me all kinds of crazy stuff and learned a bunch of history. They still have all of the original boards like on the wall, like the old slick decks and stuff like that. They're all hung up on this gigantic wall. It's really sick. But yeah, I didn't edit it yet. It's a lot of, I don't like editing talking videos. I don't like editing videos where like tricks are not going down. Like I really like editing the Palo Peralta sessions because there's so many different skaters and it's fun to go through. And then my second least favorite videos is like I hate selfie videos. Editing that sucks. And editing videos where it's like focused on me doing one trick or something like that, or just like an edit of me at a skate park is also kind of annoying to edit. I think 99% of skaters don't like going through their own footage, so I don't think that's that bizarre. But I do not know that Dave Corden guy from Boston. Who's the main people from Boston that I can think of? What was that one guy's name? Oh my God. He started... Oh my God, this is going to kill me. He started a board company. Gary Smith was pro for it. Kai Reeler was pro for it. I cannot think of this dude's name. He had a part in an interstate video. He was good. That's the first person that comes to mind for Boston, but I can't even think of his name. So, my buddy Pedro's from Boston. Technically from Brazil, but my friend Pedro I skate with in my videos. Any idea when the new PAL shape comes out? That's on me, dude. That shit should have been out like a year ago. I just haven't been very adamant about pushing it. I don't know. And Zach's doing his, there's a couple boards coming out, and yeah, I think I just fell behind the ball on that one. Maybe I'll get to it this week and start bugging them about it. Boston dudes, yeah, PJ. I mean, I know a lot of skaters from Boston for sure. Yeah, the entire Coliseum video, all those guys, Jeremy Rogers, Ryan Gallant, also one of the raddest dudes I've ever met, such a sweetheart. Charlie Wilkins, that's a good name. Charlie Wilkins. I think it's Dill has a bunch of wild Charlie Wilkins stories. Fancy Lad, yep, they're super rad. I might be wrong, but I think John Benton might be out here right now, or he might be coming out here. He's living in Boston now. Love John Benton. Love Fancy Lad. Great people. They did a really good job keeping skating like fun and silly while also like it being really entertaining to watch. I love their videos. Come to Austin. I would love to get out to Texas. I probably will sooner than later. What are we, 108 minutes into this? I don't know. What do we think? Are we about done? Should we start taking this thing? Oh, wait. What's up with Skatology? Dan, what's up, bro? It's Doug from Bel Air with Skatology Boys. What up, Doug? Dude, Skatology. Best skate shop ever. Holding it down. I have a video. It's pretty far back on my channel, but if you ever want to... what did I call it? I did a whole video about the skate shop called Skatology, which is in Bel Air, Maryland, which is middle of fucking nowhere. And they just happened to get together the gnarliest skate team ever. And they, like, one dude big spins love twice. The other dude tray flip love, figgy flip before teams there. All these dudes are doing all this fuck shit, and they all ride for a skate shop. And nothing really happened with any of their careers because they're from this very, like, bumfuck area. And then they came out to California and they started making a splash. But we really have to move here. And it's like, oh, man. It's such a bummer that all of those dudes didn't blow the hell up because they were all so fucking sick. Paying tuition. Bless you. Paying tuition to my Making You Dumber class where I just like rifle off about random skate thoughts. Show Lizard King's Trickopedia kickflip. I will say this. I'm not going to pull it up, but I will say this about Lizard King's Trickopedia. He is the first person who gave some of the most important advice on how to kickflip good. So I think his is how to kickflip. And most people aren't going to be able to figure out his way to kickflip. But if you can kickflip now and your kickflips are shitty, after you're done watching my tutorial, I recommend watching his tutorial. But I actually talk about what he talks about in his tutorial too anyways. But still, the flicking slightly later than you think you need to is massive. And the way I describe it in my video is I describe it in a way to trick yourself into letting that happen. So basically I say... Once you pop, you have to feel the entire weight of the board on only your front foot, and then you flick. So once your back foot's off the board, because people think it's like you're ollieing and then flicking, but like really you're ollieing and your back foot's kind of off the board, and then you flick. And when your back foot's off the board, there's nothing to hold it mob. It's just on your front foot, so it'll flick the nose down, and the tail comes up to your back foot. And the slow-mo versions of Lizard King doing that is such a good depiction of it, because he does it very exaggerated and late. I wanted to ask, did you ever go on tour with 1031 Ben Rayborn? I remember seeing 1031 team do a demo at my local. So I did go on tour with 1031. Ben Rayborn was not on that trip though. He got on like right after, he got off right after I got on. I think he went to Birdhouse. When I went on tour, it was the Dan Nepshaw Pro Tour. So it was me, Donovan Rice, Jason Adams, Cyril Jackson, Rick Rossi, BK, he's a skater from Boston, really good skater who's from Boston. Kristen Svitek. Who else was on that trip? Matt. Is it Matt Militano or Matt Tomasello? Whichever one of them rides for Fancy Lads. That one. I always get those two mixed up. One rides for I think Sci-Fi Fantasy now. That's a skater. The dude who used to be Habitat Flow forever. I think that's Matt Militano. I think that's the one. He had a part in Fully Flaccid. Is one of the most slept on skaters ever. That dude's been so good for so long. Oh yeah, Chad Knight was on that trip. Yeah. Actually, I was there when Chad Knight got kicked off. It's crazy. Skateboard drama. You gotta let people go. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. Tomasello. Yeah. Ben's X Games run is funny. Ben. It's funny when you say Ben's X Games run. I know you're talking about Ben Rayborn, but I automatically think Ben Hatchell because Ben Hatchell would fuck those contests up. I would say come skateboard here in Indiana, but it's only 2 skate parks. That's where Craig and Cody would skate a bunch is Indiana. No, I'm not dating anyone. What the hell is Opus or whatever? All I know about them is my friend Swampy rides for them. He has a colorway. He says that the shoes are good. I think they're price point shoes. So I think the point behind that shoe company is sort of what State Footwear tried to do, where it's like, okay, we're going to make skate shoes, and we're going to make them as affordable as possible, because with the price of everything going up, I think they're like, we will make price point shoes. So I think they're just using, I don't know if they're using cheaper material or what, but I know that the shoes are I didn't look at the prices. Let's look it up. I don't know. They're supposed to be like more affordable than other shoes. Is it Opus like that? $64, 64, 64, 74. How much are skate shoes right now? How much are like Edney's going for right now? Well, this is on sale. What is it actually on the website? Dude, I think Etney's new shoes that they're coming out with, like the modern throwback stuff, is, I think they all look sick. So $80. We got $80. So like maybe Opus is like $15 cheaper. Let's like actually like look at more of it though. 79, 79, 69. Well, some of these are, yeah, but you don't want to. Oh, you can't even see what you're, dude. Let me hold on, dude. I'm sorry, guys. You can't see shit. Hold on, let me fix this. Click this. There we go. Get my fucking goofy ass to the side here. There we go. So yeah, these are like, no one's paying $69 for these. Like, you're probably not going to skate these. These are sort of like the mall shoes. $94. But yeah, when I go back on the these shoes at CCS are $64. What is any skate shoes CCS? How much are they selling? $69. Yeah, so it seems like Opus is just like a cheaper shoe, like less expensive. I don't know about quality, whether they're cheaper in that way, but I know that my buddy Swampy swears by them, and Swampy Ribs. And I've seen that guy sent a couple people that I know shoes. He's someone who used to work for another shoe company. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, he had some sort of involvement in, I want to say, I don't know what shoe company it was. Maybe a Circa, or not Circa. What's the other one? Supra, but I could be wrong. Bring Matthew to the Mega Ramp. Dude, it's already happening, man. Okay, so that Mega Ramp is across the street from Spencer Newsy's house. Matthew, I think, has skated it before. I want to do that session. I'm going to be honest. It's going to sound stupid. It's going to sound very unbelievable. The main reason I haven't been super adamant about doing it is because I've been to the mini Mega Ramp at Woodward. I've jumped the mini Mega Ramp there. And I think the smallest setting of the Mega Ramp at whatever his face's house that's across the street from Spencer's, I think I might be able to jump it, and I want to get better at transition before I go to like possibly maybe bail an error over the ski jump or whatever. I just think it'd be funny to have a video where I actually try, because Matthew's going to be doing 360s. People are going to be skating it. I think I might get hyped, and I think it's possible that I would jump it, because the Woodward West one or the Woodward East one I definitely wanted to do. But I haven't skated a vert ramp in a minute. Last time I skated a vert, I think it was like Magnus's, and I was just doing like, I mean, I can do like stand-up 50-50s and feebles and stuff like that on vert. But I mean, that's a whole different ballgame than jumping a big gap. But a part of me, yeah, I want to jump the smallest setting of the. So I think it's like the second one. So there's the one big thing, and then you hit the quarter pipe, and you come back, and there's the other one that he does like double tray flip no grabs over. I think I could like grab Indy, and if I'm going to be in that air for that long, I'm probably going to give a little tuck. So maybe a little tuck knee over it. I don't know. I could be talking total shit though. That video is probably going to come out, and people are going to be like, oh, this ain't going to, and I don't. But hopefully no grab tray flip the gap. Yeah, it's crazy. Get Matt to the Hawk Nest. We've talked about it. I'm supposed to film a video with Bucky there soon. I mean, we set it up, and then I don't know if he got hurt, or then he had to go visit family or something like that. But that's coming soon. I feel like there's not a lot of. I mean, I guess Braille has JD, but I feel like in the YouTube world, there's not a whole lot of vert skating going on. So it's pretty fun to get to cover that, because not a lot of other people are doing that. The Tensor Magnites with new geometry turn really good, or am I crazy? They have new geometry. Is Tensor still around? I have, as far as I know, the only 9-inch Tensor Maglites in existence, because the ones that Bev had, he skated and they're gone, and I have a brand new set of them in my trunk, and I'm saving them for something where I need to grind super far. If you buy those shoes at Walmart, they will rip easy in 2 or 3 months. Are you talking about Opus? Are Opus sold in Walmart? Is Opus sold in Walmart? Is that what he's saying? Opus shoes. No, but it says Etnies is, so that's interesting. You can't see this, but let me come over here. Because Etnies is sold in Walmart. What was the shoe company that was sold in Walmart nice skate shoes and NSS skate shoes. Dude, let me tell you something about that shoe company. Some skaters got paid for that shoe company. Like, I know, what's his name rode for it? Dude, why can I not think of his name? Well, Svitek was riding for it, but oh my god, he's perfect plan B. He just had that whole story thing about him. First one to like skate really big rails. Why am I blanking on this? Big kink rail. The fuck? Backsmith a super sharp kink rail. What's his name? I'm waiting for chat to catch up with what I'm saying because there's a time delay between what I say and what you guys see on video. It's about 15 seconds. God damn it! What was this? Someone say John Hill? No, definitely it was not John Hill. How you doing after your ocular migraine? I had a second. Pat Duffy, thank you. Pat Duffy also rode for the shoe company, and he did good. He's chilling. he that NSS, yeah, dude, super sick. Say what you want about Walmart shoe companies. There's a lot of skaters who are okay because of it, and I think that's pretty sick. Yeah, so the ocular migraine, I went completely, like, dude, it was so bad. I could just see, like, the smallest little bit. And then, I don't know if it was the next day or the day after, I went skating again and I had another one, which has led us to now. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot to update you on my health, basically. But yeah, so I had that ocular migraine, then I had another one. And then I took a day off, and then I went skating the other day, and then ended up going to the ER because my body was just going crazy, just doing a bunch of wild stuff. So, Jim Thiebaud just said Duffy. Thanks, Jim. You know, you can interact on this chat too. Yeah, it was really scary. I went to the ER, but I ended up going there finding out that my insurance got discontinued for some reason. So I had to like reset up a new insurance. So by the time that happened, I felt well enough to like, whatever, I'm going to go meet up with everyone again and just eat food and just chill. And then I went home and I've been sick and not doing anything for the past couple of days. Just trying to get a grip on my health, but I've just been drinking a ton of water and like eating better. Not drinking any, I haven't drank any soda, and I've been avoiding sugar, and like I had a coffee this morning, but like normally it's very Beastie Boys-esque, my coffee intake. It's like I like my sugar with coffee and cream. It wasn't like that this morning. It wasn't black, but it was like I had like a little bit of creamer and like barely any sugar in it. So yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to get on my healthy shit. Hopefully, when she comes over on Sunday, she'll be able to straighten me out and help me. Grocery shop is like my main thing. Like she's gonna show me a bunch of other stuff too, but yeah, I'm mostly trying to figure out what to do about my diet because I know it's a big thing. Sponsored by Pfizer. Dude, they got money, dude. I'm trying to get sponsored by Pfizer. What? Had a pair of Payless Airwalks, worst skate shoes I've ever owned. Dude, I used to live off of Airwalk skate shoes from Walmart and Payless and stuff like that. That's all I could get. And then there was I forget what the name what it was, but Walmart was selling them for a little while. It might have just been like Walmart brand shoes, but they had a shoe that had a flat sole, like a skate shoe, and I would skate those because they were $15 a pair. And there's clips. I think it's in my Mans and Them part. It might be that part, or it's if you go watch my old video parts, look at my shoes. Like try to figure out what shoes I'm skating on a lot of those parts. Like it's like Nikes that I wear in one of them that aren't skate shoes. Like I just whatever shoes I could get my hands on are the shoes that I was riding, and it was never good. It was always really, really terrible shoes. And then when I finally, so I think like the first shoe company that like hooked me up for a little while was America, and then from America it was Duff's, and then after Duff's, I don't know who I got on after Duff's, but Adidas is the one that I was getting shoes with for the longest, and then I lost that, and then I got it back like later. But yeah, if I'm not riding Adidas in like some of my old parts, I'm definitely riding some crazy shoes. Mike McGill, Airspeed is the company that I'm thinking of. Airspeed's, I think, what Pat Duffy rode for. Airspeed paid out a lot of skaters. And I remember we were talking to Pat about, because I used to ride for Vox shoes, and through Vox, this guy Josh Holtz, who I think he was a Vox filmer at the time, who was friends with Pat Duffy and all those guys. We were talking, and they were trying to convince Pat Duffy to do a Walmart flat bar, but have it be after him because he's who pioneered sitting on long grinds on rails or sitting on round rails, 50/50s. So he should have had a pro model flat bar for Walmart that I think, you know, they would mass produce it like Walmart does. Or, I mean, I mean, you know, the thing, it'd be the quality of, I guess, whatever Spencer Barton just did. Did you guys see that? He like built like a portable skate park where everything, the rails are really skinny. Like Walmart does stuff like that, but like to have like a longer version of like one of their flat bars and have it be the Pat Duffy rail, dude, I would have bought that. Like maybe like a 10-foot long, 8-inch high flat bar, dude, that would be so sick. No Boundaries skate shoe. I never even heard of that. I think it's State Footwear. That's a shoe company that I really wanted to see do good. Did that go under? I think it did. Their team was like Ben Gore and I think that they had a cool thing. It looks like they're still. Well, it's all on sale, so I'm assuming it's not a thing anymore. Wait, let me see here. State Footwear. Summer 2022. Yeah. Let me pull me out of the way. Let's look at this. It's cool the website's still up. Let's look at State skate shoes. Let me shrink me. Oh, it's so annoying. Shrink. There we go. So, about. What's there about? The Free and Liberated State was founded in January 2016. Classic, durable, affordable skate shoes. So this is another like kind of price point skate shoe company. But I don't know. They just seemed really like rad and like I don't know. It was one of the first companies that I was like, oh, it seems like they're kind of being like a little bit more realistic. Here's probably this going on the maintain skate movie experience. Team. Who's on the team? So Kevin, was it? I don't know how to say that name. John Nguyen. It was just these three dudes. They had Ben Gore on the team too, right? Yeah, Matt Rodriguez. Dude, Matt Rodriguez was way ahead of his time. I feel like if Matt Rodriguez came out right now, people would love Matt Rodriguez. He was so sick. Let's look at the shoes. This shoe looks good. I would skate the shoe if it wasn't so thin and wouldn't hurt my feet for how thin it is. That shoe is crazy. Yeah, so no cup sole for old man Dan. So they're still on sale. Can I buy these? If you want to buy, if these shoes look good to you, you can go buy these for like $32. Can I actually like buy this? Yeah, I think I can just buy this. And it's skater owned and operated. I guess the company's done. You guys should spread the word and go buy out all these State shoes. I don't know if they're actually good though, so maybe not. But I mean, for $35, that's Ross prices for an actual skate shoe, and it would be going to skaters. So I think that's pretty cool. Just saying. These don't look that bad. I can't skate any of these shoes. It's like a basic skate shoe right here. Reverse wrap vulcanized rubber outsole for increased durability. What size do they have? Look, they got all the sizes, dude. You sample size? No problem, dude. How many do you want? I'm about to buy the whole chat. A bunch of shoes, dude. There's no way they actually have that many shoes. You can only add 11. Okay, so yeah, limited sales. Those are rolling your ankles. Honestly, people who ride mid tops and high tops think that it helps their ankles. I've had so many bad rolls in mid tops. I don't think that I would be more likely to roll my ankles in this than any other shoe, but that's my personal experience. Sometimes I feel like when the shoe is a little hot, I don't know. I have theories. I'm not going to get into it. The mid tops, to me, I've had really bad rolled ankles in mid tops, and maybe that's just me, but to me, like, it feels like since it's right at the top of my ankle, it feels like that's where it wants to tilt. And then I don't skate high tops because I don't like the way they look or feel. Andy's shoe though is like a mid top. It's like between a mid and a low top. So I put it on. It doesn't feel crazy on my ankle. Apparel. So they got no clothing left. Yeah, go buy some State Footwear. They're all on sale, dude. You can buy these. Like, it was $75. Now it's $37. Come on now. You could beat it with a stick, but not by much. Not by much. Scroll over. I do got to get out of here soon because I'm supposed to go film a video with Dale for his channel. He wants to chit chat about. Did any of you guys go watch Dale's new videos? Dale Decker's been he's still doing the skateboarding stuff, but he's just been talking about like one-on-one with the camera and talking to the audience. The video that he put out, it was 2 days ago, I think. It's pretty good. You should go check it out. Where is it? I'll pull it up right now. I think his last 2 videos were like that. This one. It's called I Accidentally Destroyed My Passion. Oh, this video is actually good too. Let me put this in there. Maybe a little slither over here. The skater's keeping their inner child. Short, yeah, here's our boy Swampy, dude. I have a thumbnail of Swampy that's pretty much the exact same thing. He did really well. Don't get me wrong, life is great. So this is the one that I really liked. You should definitely go watch this one. It's pretty interesting insider perspective on like doing YouTube and what can happen and his experience. I think Dale's pretty good at like expressing himself. I think he should do more talking videos. I think he's pretty articulate when it comes to like feelings and stuff like that. I think he had a thumbnail crying. No, I think he's just sitting in his car. What's funny is, so this thumbnail right here, I commented on it like, he's not wearing the shirt in the thumbnail, dude. He had a wardrobe change, but he's wearing everything else. He took his shirt off. He's a white beat under. I saw like some of those videos already. Johnny gonna lose nipple skating that cheese grater with no shirt. Yeah, John needs to stop skating without shirts, dude. He's crazy. He skates without a shirt and then puts it in his hand, and I don't know why he does that. He says he says, I think he said it like makes skating more fun or something crazy, but that's definitely can't be it. Your face skate shoe was a KCK. What is that? I haven't heard of that. I was hoping to see John land a trick with his pants around his ankles in today's videos. Get that man a belt. Dude, he might, dude. He did that bank thing that they were skating, he did some stuff on that. Like, I think in the video I show him landing hard flip revert and frontside flip, but he got something for the video for that. He might have got an ad on that. He was doing some fucking, he was blasted on that thing. That thing sucks. You should go to that spot just to see how much it sucks. You just got here. We talked about Alien Workshop. I watched a bunch of Alien Workshop stuff, and then we just sort of got to chit-chatting with chat. So I kind of snapped out of my Alien Workshop focus. It happens. I didn't even get to any of the drama, dude. No one cares about Rob Dyrdek buying the company and then it being less cool and everyone quitting and going to other stuff. And he gave it back to the original owner, and no one cares about that, dude. You know what we do care about? This right here. This sweet boy. Looking at it's new, dude, and it's in 4K, and he's verified. Come on now. Can't beat that with a stick. This is a good Dale Decker video right here. Unedited travel pics. It's one of my favorite Dale videos. What is this? Pro skater has fake style. Oh, this is good. You guys know who Dylan Wickens is? Do you keep up with Dylan? He's like a pro BMXer / pro skateboarder. He's pro for Foundation. He just left Foundation recently, but dude, Dylan Wickens fucking rules. We love Dylan. Did John and Ray break up? Haven't seen Ray in a while. Well, Ray doesn't ride for Pal anymore, so kind of. Ray is, well, I'm not gonna. Ray's gonna go ride for something else, and it's a good fit. It's pretty sick. We're excited for Ray. We still love Ray. Get Ricky Glazer on Pal Flow. Does he have a board sponsor? Who does he ride for? I think he rides for Braille Skateboards, right? Did he? I didn't. I saw that he posted something about the thumbnail was Braille, and then it went to another logo, and I didn't see what it was, but I don't know if he quit Braille or not. I grew up near Joey O'Brien and Kevin. Yeah, dude, Kevin's sick. Yeah, all those Philly dudes are super sick. I remember seeing Kevin at the Philly Amps. Crushed his Philly Amps contest. He was one of the first people I saw who had the front 270 lips like every try. Let me see. Thoughts on Gifted Haters P-Rod video. I didn't watch it. I know a bit about it though. He's talking about like them kind of going the I don't know. It seems like they're kind of dipping into the finance world or something like that. I don't know. I don't like if it's outside of skating, even if it's skaters going outside of skating. I just kind of don't care. Um, the main thing I know about Primitive is their collab thing that they did was murdering it at first, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff, and I think they just kind of hit that a couple times. And now they just got to switch it up a little bit. I feel like whatever they're gonna do, they have one of the gnarliest teams ever. They should be able to do something with all those dudes. I have no idea though. I don't really know anything else about P-Rod drama. I know his dad's a comedian, but by the same name, I think. And I know Paul Rodriguez. I don't know if this is true actually or not, but it ties into Dragon Ball Z. I heard rumors that he used to wear like weighted clothing and put like weights around his ankle when he would skate, so when he'd take them off, he could pop higher. So like on some like Piccolo shit, like Piccolo would wear those weighted outfits. If that's true, pretty crazy. What do I think of the Dern Brothers spot history video? It's something that I've done videos when I first started my channel. I did one about the car wash, and I did one. Might have done Santa Monica triple set. I've done like a couple where I just like kind of chit chat, and it's my style of video. So it's shoot from the hip. There's no editing. I'm not digging deep into history books or anything like that. And it was just throwing together whatever, and it was fun to do. And I remember the audience reacted to it pretty well. They're like, "Oh, this is interesting. Like, this is fun to watch." The Dern guys are like putting effort and research into it, and they're contacting the skaters, and I think it's awesome. Like, I think there's absolutely a place for that, especially skateboarding has like a big pocket of nostalgia right now, and to go back and revisit these spots and these memories of the tricks that went down there, I think is a home run, and I hope they never run out of spots to do it on. I haven't watched all of them. In fact, I probably watched about 4 or 5 of them. I just watched the spots that I care about, but I think it's a really cool formula. And I'm stoked to see those guys kill it. Because every time I've only met 2 of the Dern brothers, but they're both really nice. I seen a Jason Voorhees primitive deck. That was badass. Did they do like a horror movie one? That's crazy. That's super random. Craig Edwards, where is he now? Miss him in your videos. I miss him, period. He's back in Indiana or Ohio, whichever of the two he was living. And he's still skating all the time. Follow him on Instagram. Dude, Craig's on Instagram. I'm not even logged in. Yeah, Craig Edwards on Instagram. Shredwords is his Instagram name. He still posts all the time, and he's doing incredible stuff. But he's skating like crusty East Coast skate parks and spots and stuff like that. It's awesome. What do you think about the Boonies? Dude, I just watched a Boonies video today, dude. So I don't know where that place is located. I do not know where the Boonies is located, but it must be damn close to Maryland, because there's a bunch of people that I used to see at skate parks and stuff like that, or that I just knew that are going to that skate park, and it's kind of crazy. What do I think of it? I think it is difficult for someone to have one side fan base on a political compass to try to step outside of that and to do something that he's passionate about. So it's Tim Pool that we're talking about. Tim Pool is considered a pretty right-wing political person, and he loves skateboarding. He used to work for Vice magazine, and I guess he was affiliated with all the Vice stuff that was going on at the time. And he has a private skate park. I don't know what state it's in, but I think it's damn close to Maryland, if not in Maryland. And yeah, I don't know. That's a tough shot to do, because I feel like right out the gate, you know, if you think the Barracks has it bad because they back Karyuma, and that's polarizing. Just imagine something as political as like picking one side of the carpet or the one side of the aisle. That, not saying that he is 100% picked one side of the aisle, but he is certainly affiliated and seems to stick to one side of the aisle. I'm sure everyone is all over the place on the spectrum, but that guy is very known for one side. And yeah, there's a lot of hatred. I know that Ricky Glauser went there, and I saw comments about him being like a fascist or something like that for going. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's I think it's a ballsy thing to try to enter skateboarding of all things, when skateboarding is already so gatekeepy and so predetermined in what a lot of us like, and for something like that to try to come in is kind of crazy. Like, especially like when you see the companies that get spit out for not being cool. I mean, imagine coming in there and coming from that side of politics, and you know, it's not even like he's trying to stay behind the curtain. Maybe he is, but in the video that I watched today, like, it's Tim Pool's all over the video. So I'm curious. I'm honestly excited to see what happens about it. I'm not. I can't say I'm particularly a huge fan, but I can say that I will watch some of their videos when they come out to see what shakes loose. It's wild. Tim Pool is in White Ring. What is he? Tim Tool. See, here, look, the politics are getting crazy. He says he's liberal, but all of his views are right wing. See, yeah, I don't know. I've seen a couple clips of him talking about Trump, and I've seen clips of him talking about skateboarding. So I can't say that I'm an expert on what he is. I'm just going off of what I've been told about him. Maybe I'll do one of these videos like, today I want to talk about Tim Pool, and it'll be like me like looking over, and it's just like Tim Pool, and just me doing a real deep dive back. No, I'm not getting involved in politics, dude. That's a shit show. That's a lose-lose situation. Whatever he is, as you can tell by the comments already in this chat, he is a polarizing figure. And when a polarizing figure comes into a very, very opinionated world like skateboarding, it's going to be more than an uphill battle. I'm not saying he lost before he started, but at the same time, you know, the dude's got money. Maybe it's a passion project for him, and he just wants to do shit with skateboarding. You know, maybe I doubt he's starting a YouTube channel and started a skate park to be profitable. I'm sure he's killing it on whatever he does. He's a podcaster, I think. I don't know if he's on any program or anything. I know that he has a podcast, though. What's a good steep concave? Good steep concave boards? The steepest concave, in my opinion, is real boards, dude. People swear. I don't like the steepness of real boards, but if you like steep concave, real has some good ones. Then they have their mellow ones, too, but yeah. Dan Corrigan for California governor. I would burn this place down. Are you kidding me? You cannot trust me with something like that. I don't think, like, if I was governor of California, what would I even do? I don't even have any, like, I wouldn't, like, build a bunch of skate parks. I think we got enough skate parks. I think California in the skating world's fine. I don't have any intelligent things to say when it comes to politics. I don't know enough. I hate the ignorance in skating. I hate the ignorance in everything, but it is what it is. It's part of it. And part of that is accepting that we ourselves are ignorant about a lot of stuff that we have sometimes strong opinions on. Yeah, if I get elected, I'd make skate stoppers illegal. No way, dude. Skate stoppers are sick. It's like, I did a 5-0 switch crook over these skate stoppers, and it was one of my favorite tricks I've ever done. I posted it on Instagram, which is an Instagram clip, but I really like the idea of skating something you're specifically not supposed to skate. And there was actually a handrail. If you guys remember, there was a handrail in a hallway that's very, very famous in the late 90s. Tom Penny switched frontside flips over it. Chris Markovich, I think, did front 270 lip slide, and I want to say Steve Barrow did kick flip front board. Bunch of tricks got done on it. Jeff Riley did front big board slide, but that rail skate stopped now. And the way that they skate stopped it is the original handrail still there, and then it has two sidebars. And the sidebars go over the handrail, and then they have skate stoppers. And then there's another bar going across that one that also has skate stoppers. But at the end of that handrail, there's this much of the rail sticking out. Someone could still hit the rail. Someone could gap out and 5-0 tap. Or grab the nose and tail block smack the end of the rail, which I think would just go against all this effort that they put into like shoving this rail down. And I always thought, like, what an epic photo that would be of like this famous spot. And it's not probably as famous as it was at the time. This would have been something that would have been cooler if it happened in like 2012. I think the newer generation of skaters don't really know about this rail. But like to see the photo of that spot again and it still skates up and someone doing something on it, it'd be sick. Checking in from Jackson. What's going on, Greg? Change the freeway into skate light. Oh my god, dude. Can you imagine? Accidents everywhere. Or maybe it'd be more grippy. I don't even know. What do I look like clean shaven? Dude, this is it. I haven't shaved with an actual razor in so long. I'll shave with an actual razor if I'm going to a wedding or no, I don't know if I don't think I shave for funerals. I think I should. But I'll shave for a wedding, or if someone specifically is like, hey, this event is coming up, can you look nice? I will shave for that event. But other than that, it's electric razor, leave a little bit of stubble, call it a day. What about Scientology with Braille? What about it? It's nothing new. I feel like everyone's already known this forever. I just think that once Braille starts going through a fall, everyone starts piling on because it's like, what an easy video to make. And I have a video that I want to talk a little bit about it, but it's not actually about Braille. It's about something else. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. Darren Kyer's a Scientologist. Steve Barrett's a Scientologist. Maybe Eric Hosson might still be. Braille makes skate videos. I don't know. No, there's nothing I can say about it that people don't already know. I don't have any super juicy gossip or anything like that. It is what it is. I don't fucking. Yeah, it's old. Yeah, exactly. It's old news. It's kind of like. It's. I mean, if you go on Slap message board and you probably type in the word Braille Scientology, it'll probably take you back to like the 2014 or something like that. Like it's people have known about it for a while. Good morning from Sweden. Dude, from Sweden's crazy. I hear Sweden's sick. I definitely want to get out there. Saw you at Phoenix, but missed my chance to dap you up. You healed up. You headed into the park before I could tap in. Dude, I'll be in Arizona probably sooner than later. Actually, it's about to get hot. Is it already hot there? Might have to wait till next year. I don't know. Make it spicy over there. Xenu was a coward? Yo, chill, dude. That's our Lord and Savior you're talking about, dude. That is something I will say. Did anyone in here happen to watch, because I did watch this, the guy who made the video about Aaron Cairo being the new leader of Scientology made a reaction video to Lamont Holt's video interviewing Aaron Cairo. So if any of you get bored after this, you can go watch that. It's pretty interesting. It's hot, baby, but it's breezy right now. Yeah, I don't know if I can deal with that heat, dude. I mean, the last time that we just went, like Devin and me, like last second went, and it was a really good time, but it's getting pretty too spicy. Link with Jaws when you go. I do link with not last time, but the time before I went out to Arizona, I stayed at Jaws' house. Yes, I do play chess. I'm like ranked around 1,000, or my ELO score is around 1,000, and I'm not super good. But do AMs get paid? Some do. Yeah, some do. Not a lot. A lot of companies aren't paying their AMs, but some do. Low 90s in Phoenix right now. Yeah, Steve Barrett's a Scientologist. I actually didn't watch the Lamont thing, but did they talk about other skaters that are in Scientology too? Did anyone else watch that? That'd be kind of funny. I wonder if they like see each other in church. I guess it's not church. When's Zach going pro? What a great question. Hopefully this year, man. He's working really hard on it. His parts are super sick. The stuff, he's been sitting on so much stuff. And especially the fact that he has like a board ready to come out. Or I mean, not a board, like he has like a shoe for falling that they're going to do. Like it's a lot. Yeah, Perry Park's the best skate park ever. Perry rules 1,000%. So just don't want to talk about what happened. Yeah, the person, I don't think she really skates that much anymore. I just talked to her the other day. She's doing good. I don't know. She's doing her thing. There's no drama there or anything like that. My local is getting redone soon. I want to reference that park. Yeah. Have you skated around Portland? I think so. I think I skated Portland. I'm not positive. I know I've been up there. I don't know if I was skating when I was there, though. It might have rained when I was there. Yeah, why are they sleeping on Bradford? Why is Bradford sleeping on Bradford, dude? He's the best skater ever, and whenever he tries to get a clip, he always gets the sickest clip. But he's just a busy guy right now. You know, he's got his family, and he's constantly, like, just going in on everything at once. And Brianna King's in here, dude. You got some beef, dude? I didn't even know. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that you had a YouTube channel. How come you don't post on your YouTube channel, Brianna? And then we could collab. Oh, Lando's the best. Are you talking about Landon or Lando? Orlando or Landon? Because both of them rule. Hey, from Whittier. Wait, why are you? You're not in Whittier. Why are you in Whittier? You're not at Mayberry. It's dark, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I skated with Calvin Hoffer. He skated at his house. It's pretty sick. Do drunk men skate better? I'll tell you this. Well, so this is a story that I was told by my friend who used to be a team manager for Volcom. He said that when they took Dustin Dolan to do the kickflip into the car wash, it took him a couple times, and the time that he tried it sober was the least close that he's ever came. But I'll start posting. Yeah, you should start posting, Brianna. I will definitely, I'll tap in. But if you watch the FDR drunk versus sober, the drunk people try a lot gnarlier stuff, but the sober people are landing more. Gotcha. Just never heard anything about it. Glad you didn't make a cheesy video about it. Yeah, it's personal stuff. You know, there's no hard feelings. If there was no drama even to report on, just went separate ways. She still rules. Central and Camelback. There's a bunch of ledges next to Cowtown at that intersection. Dude, there's so many spots in Arizona that I don't understand why more people aren't getting down on, dude. I mean, I'm sure locals are, but I mean, like, I'm surprised that there's not more skate teams making trips out there every winter to hit all these spots, because it's like California 2.0, except for more ditches and it's less blown out. What happened to Chris McNugget? Is he still skating? I have no idea. I don't know anything about that dude. I would assume he's still skating. I don't know what happened with him and Braille, and I've heard people talk about something with him and Ricky or something like that, but I don't know any of the details, so who knows. So Dolan needs the courage for sure. Dude, Dustin Dolan, talk about a guy who gave every part of his body, and, you know, I don't know how his health is right now, but that guy destroyed. He's had like 1 billion knee surgeries and stuff like that, and he was still like trying to jump on big rails. Like on those videos that he was like supposed to have parts in, like I remember we were like pretty much after Baker 3, right? We were all waiting for the next part. And we got some stuff, but I think we were waiting for the next step up, like Baker 3 stepped up from Baker 2G or Sight Unseen, because it was like a big level up, and he tried and he just kept getting too hurt, you know? Who interviewed who with Aaron Cairo drama? I didn't catch that. Lamont Holt interviewed Aaron Cairo. Need some more indoor AC parks? You're not wrong, dude. Like, I there's something about an indoor park that just feels kind of cozy to me. Like, I mean, growing up on the East Coast in Baltimore, it snow and rain a lot, and just being like inside like Charm City or SOC State of Confusion skate park was like, that shit was the best. All your friends, you didn't have, you know, there was no social media, but you knew that all your friends were going to be there because it rained. You'd show up. Pretty much everyone was already there. It was the best. I miss that. I miss when skateboarding was smaller, the industry was smaller, but the amount of participants were bigger. I mean, I do love where skateboarding is at right now culturally, but I mean, as far as like, I don't know, like there was like less brands to choose from, and it was, I don't know, it was just sick. I don't mythologize too much of that era, like the 2007 2008 era. I do prefer this over it, but that was a really good time for skateboarding. And it sucks that a lot of kids who are getting skateboarding now or watching skate videos, it's so much is coming at them all the time that I don't want to say TikTok brain, but it does sort of make more sense just to watch the bangers of everything, because just so much stuff is coming out, and like, who has time to watch 15 4-minute video parts every couple hours, you know? But I mean, when you were just waiting for that one video to come out, you would see an ad for it in Thrasher or Transworld or whatever, and then, you know, time would go by and like, oh, like they tease it and then they premiere it at your local skate shop or something like that. Like the excitement for every single trick, like you really savored it. Like I feel like the video parts that are coming out now, no one's really like diving into the part like we used to. Like every skater from my generation you could put on Like a Friend by the band Pulp, and I could tell you like at what part of the song, like what trick like PJ Lab was doing. And I feel like that's not really happening as much because there's just too much going on. Brother, I got into skating and now I'm 19 and I'm okay, but I'm doing so eager to learn more but feeling older. Am I crazy? Have I got a lot of time, or do I have a short window? Dude, you have infinite time. You have so much time. You're skating at 19, so much time. Now, I don't know what exactly you're referring to as far as like, do you want a pro career? Because that, you do have time, but you have to go crazy with it. You have to be gifted and fortunate and probably be able to afford a new product to kind of like, because it's easier to skate better with new stuff. And but if you're talking about how much time you have left to skate, you have so much time left. I'm 36 and I still think I got a good bit of time once I get my fucking health straight. Skateboarders around 90s are like observers because they didn't use phones. Dan, what's your nastiest, most illegal trick that you're low-key good at? Dude, all of my tricks? What do you mean? All my tricks are pretty horrendous. I think I have... Let me think. There's some that I don't bring out, too. I got a mean shove-it tail grab. I got a really mean shove-it tail grab. I mean, my wheelie grind game's pretty solid. Like, it's not illegal. It's actually very illegal, but it's a trick that I played out too much and I don't ever do. But I am like extremely consistent at front Smith kickflips. I don't ever do them. And front Smith frontside 360s as well. Like front Smith variations. I played them all out like when I was younger and I'm kind of over them. But yeah, I would say willy grinds, shove it tail grabs. What's another illegal trick to have? I mean, you could argue all my sloppy stuff's pretty illegal. Oh, shove it lip slide. Dude, shove it lip slide game is insane. I have an old video. It's early in my channel where I go to, what's it called? Silverado, the original Silverado, and I do so many shove it lip slide variations on like shove it lip big spins and 270s and feebles and like I shove it every shove it lip variation you can imagine I do on this rail. And then on ledges I've done shove it lip 360 flip, shove it lip kick flip body varial. Yeah, all the lip slide, the gross lip slide tricks, I can do all those really consistently, but yeah, it gets dirty, dude. It's nasty. Eric Hossing being a Scientologist is news to me. He took some courses. I don't know if he still is. Hippie jump over the 3-rail and LB was nasty. Hippie jump. Are you talking about the handrail that I hippie jumped up? Do illegal tricks have potential to get past Dale's guard? That is, once again, I want to be able to click your comment and make it do something because it is so good. Yeah, that's an incredible. Yeah, probably. Does Dale do illegal tricks? I think he does it. He did do a 50-50 finger flip out on a round bar once, but I don't think Dale has any illegal tricks that are go-to for him like I do. I'm like 74 and I still switch backtailing shit. Are you really? Dude, switch backtales are fucking the coolest trick. I did a video not that long ago where I had a dream that I could switch bacttail, and I went to the skate park and I did one second try. Switch backtales are sick. I need to do them more. Dan, do you watch Skate IQ shorts? No, but I do watch some Skate IQ stuff, and I think Skate IQ has a lot of potential. If skate YouTube channels had stocks, I would put some chips down on Duran Brothers, and I put some chips down on Skate IQ. I think both of them have a good bit of potential. Is there any other... What other skate YouTube channels are kind of coming up right now? I kind of felt like that Local Joe was going to replace George Poulos, but what's George Poulos doing these days? Your fear of flopping. He's doing a lot of like talking stuff now, huh? Here's some skating. The Spiritual Creator Podcast. A dilemma all creators will face. I deleted all my viral videos and it feels amazing. That's a crazy title. Did he? Let's go to videos. Let's go to popular. Oh, maybe he's talking about from Instagram or something like that. It would make sense to do it from Instagram because Instagram ain't paying shit, dude. These are probably still making them some money. I have a video. I wish I could pull up my analytics from Instagram on here. I have a video that I recently posted where it's me doing that hippie jump Braley thing at Silverado, and the video has like 6.3 million views, and it paid me like $65. And then I posted the same video on YouTube as a short, and it got like 1/20th of that and paid me like the same amount. Instagram doesn't pay anyone anything. What GoPro do I use? I have a GoPro 11 that I've never taken out of the box. The GoPro that I did use a long time ago, I don't know. It was a 10, I think. I thought you were a top skate YouTube channel for real. No, I wouldn't say that I'm. Well, if we're talking about like views per month, I'm probably up there because I post every day. Like I know that if I post less, like if I was posting 3 videos a week, the videos would get more views. But overall, posting every day, at least the last time I messed around with it, is the best way for me to get the most amount of views per week. But some people who will sit on a video for like a month or a week or something like that, you'll get like 100K or 80K, or you get some pretty good consistent views. But my strategy, just what works the best for me. I don't get the most views, but overall, I think it ends up doing pretty well. If you add just a shitload of keywords, does it break the algorithm? Sometimes. I've dabbled with keywords. It's funny. I feel like I don't. Well, look. So I run experiments on my channel all the time. Oh, this looks good. Want to talk about Alien Workshops? That's actually really sick. Let's see. I was going for more spicy titles. There's this concept that I really like that Chris Chan talked about. He called it selling in, which is where you just kind of say what's in the video. And I try to just say what's in the video just vaguely. Trying to skate a Nigel Houston rail, we went to this rail that Nigel skated in his part. You know what I mean? Like, it's sort of a flashy title. It uses the word Nigel. But to make a video, like, here's actually a really good example of, dude, Dale is so good at this. Dale had a video. He got to a point where his channel was, like, really peaking. And it was like, during COVID when he was posting, like, skate edits. He was doing, like, 4.5 minute just raw skate edits. And all the videos were, like, 200K, 300K. He was murdering it. And so he gets to the point where he could just, like, fuck around. And he called a video, I want to say it's called Skaters Skating the Skate Park. I think that's what it's called. Oh, man, where is it? Dude, I gotta find this. Oh, I'll just pull up Dale's YouTube. And Dale was, like, doing these crazy titles that they were, like, almost like, they weren't, like, shitpost titles, but, like, they were funny. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of random keywords in here, and they would pop off, dude. It was so fun. Popular. Why skaters handle anger like crybabies. Like, that's such a good title. This one's, you can't see it. I'd have to pull it over. It says how skaters handle pain while being filmed. Yeah, some of these videos are going crazy, dude. Where was some, dude? I gotta find these ones. They're so good. How often sponsored skaters fall. Dude, where is this one? I swear to God, it has the word skate in it like 4 times, and it's so funny. This one's just called E-Boy. How pro... This one was... Oh, you can't see it. It's off to the side. But there's a video right next to my cursor when I go one more over, and it's called How Pro Skaters Get So Good at Skating. It's so good. Oh, man. But yeah, I think keywords definitely can help, but... like with my channel, it's so consistent. I'm going to get like a similar amount of views out the gate anyways. So I feel like I don't have to lean as hard into having a very flashy title. Though I do try to like make it a little spicy sometimes. But like sometimes I'll do some shitposty titles. So I do have a video. It's called How... It's like I lost my wife after 5 years, and this is how switch heels helped me, or something like that. And I have another one. It's like Ben Shapiro versus the frontside overcrook debate. And I had another one called Elon Muska. It was like a Muska board, but it had like Elon's fucking shit on it. It would say it was the Muska font, but it's a Tesla. So sometimes those can work out for you too, but it's impossible to tell what's going to do well for a video or not. It really does boil down to, if you're making decent, consistent content, you're going to have decent, consistent viewers. And my strategy will never let me go viral, probably. But it's consistent, and that's all it pays my bills. It helps afford the things that I need in life, as well as the other things that are kind of extracurricular for other people in my life that I can do. So I'm happy with this. If I can run this into the ground, I'm chilling. If this starts to fall apart, then maybe I'll switch it up, but... Andy Anderson title and thumbnail, dude. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, let's pull that up. Actually, we'll go to my. We'll go to my channel. In my top to watch videos, I'm sure there's a bunch of Andy videos in the top ones popular. So in the top 8, we got 3. Here's a good Andy one. Oh wait, let's go down. Here's an Andy one. Andy. Well, that's a good one. Andy Anderson, Dark Slides Everything. What video was that? I'm glad this video did well. This video was sick. Skaters attempt untouched massive gap. Dude, he got so hurt. He came so close. I hope we get to skate that before they tear that out. Where's my first video that did really well? Where did that go? Oh, it's this one right here. This one right here is my first video that did decent. So probably I would say 7. I'm surprised this one did so good. That's a Killian video. All my videos, 100K, I would say 1 out of 5 or 6 is an Andy video. And then the top 4 not so much, but this video went crazy. This is my only video that I would say actually went viral. And it's like the title, like a skate park's so oversized that there's no skating allowed. Like, it makes sense that one. That one's still getting views right now. Like, that one is accounted for, like, it's gotten like 40,000 views in the past like 30 days or something like that. It's kind of crazy that one's still carrying. I can only imagine having a channel like Braille where you have like a bunch of videos hitting millions, or like when I watch, like you guys were talking about that Penguin guy or whatever. Like, imagine what his analytics look like. That guy's a millionaire for sure. That guy's a millionaire. Like, those numbers are ridiculous. Have I ever skated any competitions? I used to love contests. I've made. I got in second in Dam-Am, and then I've won the Destroyer Award 3 separate times, which I think I'm the only skater to get the Destroyer Award more than once. I got it 3 times, and then at the Border Am, I think they took over the Destroyer Award, and I remember they were going to give it to me another Destroyer Award at a LES contest, and they didn't give it. They were like, we were going to give it to you, but you already have. I have the same exact Sawzall 3 times. That's like what you get is you get a Sawzall and a $200 travel voucher. So I used to do like decent in contests. I've won a couple. I like the Philly Ams. I would win those. Tampa, I made finals or semifinals. Yeah, contests were fun. Don't feel bad, Dan. I live next to a gang. Dear. Are you comparing gangbanger meth heads to Dale Becker? Making the best content. Makes the best content. Yeah, no, I wish I could know what people want to see. I mean, it works out that just doing what I'm doing now, people seem to enjoy, but only big dog use dogs. Dan is hands down the most consistent. I like the old NKA videos with some more jokes and talking. Oh, it's like the old NKA videos. Yeah, Nigel, what did he post recently? Nigel was just out with us the other day. I like it when Nigel focuses on, random. Look at me go, dude. Can you imagine if that was me? I like it when he focuses on a new skater and like kind of spotlights them. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but like Nigel, I mean, aside from like putting the spotlight on people like Andy Anderson, but he also did John Bradford and who was that one kid that he was going out with? But anyways, it was Vincent and Vinny Vaughn and like, you know, some skaters like Vinny, is that his name, Vinny Vaughn or Vinny Bond? He would like put focus on these random skaters, and some of them were actually good enough that they actually did something, right? Like Andy did something and John Bradford did something. But I liked it when he would focus on these skaters who were trying as hard as they could, and he would sort of give them an audience to show the people what they're capable of, and sometimes they fall flat. But I did like the spotlight aspect of Nigel's channel, and I think he still does stuff like that. It's hard in this day and age to get as much traction because there's so many people doing YouTube. I mean, people are like, oh man, like skateboarding's dying because everyone's views are going down. But it's like, no, there's just more videos to watch. Like, there's 100 YouTubers now. Are there any non-popular skate YouTubers you watch? Who's that one? I just was introduced to him. Someone was DMing me about him the other day, and I reached out to him. I want to say it was like Skate9. I don't know his name. Do you know what I'm talking about? Something like that. Let me pull up his Instagram. I was just talking to him. He's been skating with Brian lately. What did I just do? Why are we looking at Pepe? Whatever. We're going to look at Pepe for a little bit. I'm sure someone in the chat is going to, before I can even pull it up, is going to tell me exactly who I'm talking about. Oh yeah, he discovered Darius. Yeah, he's found a bunch of people. But I've been meaning to check out this dude's videos. His name is... Where's my DMs? Come to our party tonight. Can you imagine if Dan went to a party tonight? How crazy that would be, dude. Oh yeah, sick. And then definitely skating with Bev up this week. So that's something you can. I'm going through like my messages right now. Dude, what the fuck is his name? He seems like a nice kid though. He's like living in a car and stuff it's sort of reminiscent. It like reminds me of myself. Oh yeah, Mowgli rules. Yeah, Nigel discovered Mowgli too. I think Nigel is who introduced him to Braille. There was a period in YouTube. I wasn't watching it back then. But there was a era in YouTube where like you can see videos where it's like Garrett Jenner and John Hill and I mean I called them all Gen. They're all Gen 2 YouTubers. So Garrett Jenner, John Hill, and like Mowgli and NKA, who's NKA is actually I consider Gen 1. And they all go out with Braille. Like all the YouTubers like would just all skate together. Yeah, Skatener, that guy. What Jason Zorn is saying. That dude. Or SK89er. Yeah, that dude. Remember when skateboarding didn't like pot smokers? Yeah, that was crazy. Remember when, who was it? Someone got kicked off of Nike for smoking weed. Crazy. Like get fat checks. And then just no. Have you ever made a video reflecting on your time at Charm City? I have a video about Charm City that I want to make. But there's a couple things I need to do first. That video is happening though. There's some Charm City stuff that I want to talk about. Man, please take your shirt off. Please, come on, man. Yeah, for sure, dude. I got you, dude. You wouldn't even be able to tell. I'm too hairy. If Darius showed up at some park in a big city, would kids fanboy him? Dude, Darius is so good. So I don't know if you know Darius's story, but Darius was riding for Powell. I think it was still Flo. I don't know if he ever got fully on, but Darius is really gifted at skating. And he ended up getting an opportunity to go ride for the early stages of Sandlot, but then like somehow things didn't work out. I forget what happened, but dude, I went to a spot. There's a spot in LA that everyone skates, and it's a 7 or it's an 8 flat 8. You don't skate over both of them. It's like an 8, and then it's like a flat, and then another set, and the flats close to each other. And usually people do like 2 flip tricks isn't very common, but if there are 2 flip tricks, it's usually like the first one's like a trick that stays straight, so like a kick flip or an ollie flip or a heel flip, and then a more spicy trick on the second set. And Darius did, and also if you've ever skated quick setup stuff, it makes sense that if you're going to do something nollie, you're going to do it down the first set. Darius did double tray flip down the first set, land set up for nollie backside flip, and nollie backside flip the second set. It's crazy. I don't know if that footage ever came out, but I was there when he did it, and I just remember being like, "Who? That's like the best line ever done at this spot," and it's like a famous spot, and he was like a flow kid. Darius is good. Ever rocked a pony? When I first was moving out to California, and my like receding hairline got to the point of like it wasn't as bad as it is now, but it was still pretty bad. I grew out like kind of like a mullet, and then I exaggerated like my baldness with like by like shaving it, and I left this little tuft here, and then it had like a little like rat tail thing to it. So it wasn't a ponytail, but it was long enough that I could kind of do stuff with it, even though I never did. I still to this day think about like how funny it would be to grow my hair out again now, but. Vincent on Powell, his channel is like a new favorite. He's so nice. Vincent on Powell. Are you talking about Vincent who used to ride for Powell? Yeah, double tray. Don't get me wrong. Not my favorite trick. But he did that. That's very difficult. And the way Darius does his double trays is he's a very poppy skater, so he caught the double tray above the top stair, which is not something people really do. Have you ever skated Albuquerque? Yes, I have. Let's get some random skate park in there. That's where Chapo's from, right? Chapo? Frontal del Toro guy? Yeah, I'll be skating with Bev next week. He is on welcome now, and I'm super stoked for him. I like literally like sorted out. He came out with us to ride for Powell, skated an Andy board, and then like the 2 days later, he's like, I'm gonna go ride for welcome. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Welcome's such a good fit for him. Who's the pro today that can skate anything with style? The same pro as yesterday that can skate everything with style, and that's fucking Grant Taylor, dude. Grant Taylor's a fucking monster. Looks good on everything. Just started skating rails. Is it normal to feel bad about drilling holes in my flight deck? Something for you to think about. And I don't know if you noticed this. I put M3 tape down on my flight deck before I drill into it, and I would do that with a wooden board. But since flight decks are skinnier, because they're 6 layers instead of 7, the tip of the screw can stick out just a teeny bit through your grip tape. So maybe put the get some M3 tape, and it'll also make it so your flight deck will never rattle. Or so like deck rails tend to rattle when the nuts get loose, but if you screw in through M3 tape, which you can buy at Home Depot, will never rattle again. It'll stay in there forever. Super good. Yeah, Vincent's preferred daggers, if that's what you're talking about. Dude, Vincent, I've seen Vincent do some fucking shit. I think he means Victor Garcia's channel. Yeah, Victor rules. I do watch some of Victor's videos. If we consider Victor a small YouTube channel, even though he has way more subscribers than me, dude. Look, dude, hold on. Let me pull this up. Dude, Victor's crushing it right now. Victor. So there's gonna be a bunch of other Victor Garcias. Did I spell his name wrong? No, there he is. And it says that I'm not subscribed to him because we're in incognito mode, dude. I was told to do this. At first, I was like, I don't really look at anything crazy on my laptop, so this is fine. And then people were like, oh, they can get your information. So I don't know. That's why it's cropped in. But yeah, hold on. We'll go to shorts. We posted something 3 hours ago. You guys should go watch Skate Session after the skate session when you get off this video. Shout out Vic. He's been skating with Spencer a lot too, and Spencer is the sweetest of all people. Shorts. He has a short. Let me find this fucking thing, dude. This shit is insane. Some of his shorts really take off, like 310,000 views. Hold up. Let me find this video, dude. Did I pass it? I hope not. He has a short that has so many views. It is unfathomable. Here it is. 110 million views. Think about that. 110 million. How many people are in the United States? Let me look that up. How people in USA? 300 and okay, so 1/3 of the population of the United States has watched this video. That's so crazy. So many people have watched this short, and it's just him gripping a board. I think he like accidentally tapped into the the ASMR world as well as like with skateboarding, so it's like kind of good on both parts, and it's yeah, dude. So yeah, how many subscribers does he have? He's murdering right now. Hold on. 223,000. He has 100,000 more subscribers than I do, dude. That's so sick. And his long format's what he's focusing more on now. And yeah, I think his videos are enjoyable, and I think he has a cool perspective on skateboarding. He's one of my favorites. Chillest skater. Yeah, dude. Spencer is the chillest skater. Dan, why aren't more cool companies after Spencer? He's sick. I think he'd be sick on welcome. He rides all those skateboards. He can skate anything. I don't think Spencer cares. I think Spencer. I don't think Welcome is anxious to get more team riders. First of all, because they have a really stacked team, and I don't think companies in general are worried about sponsoring new skaters unless they're going to be the dude. So I think companies in general are going to be more reserved with who they put on a team. And even though I think Spencer has like a great reach and Spencer rules and he does rip, Spencer I don't think wants to kill himself for a sponsor. I think he likes what he's doing. He's down to get flow for something or maybe ride for something and get some free stuff. But I think Spencer's just doing his thing. Yeah, Spencer, this dude right here. This dude rules. Big fan of this guy. Yeah, small YouTuber. Yeah, what constitutes as a small YouTuber? Because if you're saying Spencer is a small YouTuber or Victor is a small YouTuber, I definitely watch their stuff. Well, like, they're my friends. So I guess I'm biased. Come to Albuquerque. Have a good night. All right, Ezekiel. I would skate skateboards too after that viral video. Dude. Yeah, I mean, the reason Victor started riding the skateboards, I think, was like, it started off as like, he just wanted a cruise around board, and because he was riding skateboards, he was getting boards from Pal. He was riding skateboards. He was introduced to us because he was filming Zach's YouTube videos, and then he just set up a skateboard and he just skated it in Nala like it was normal, and everyone was kind of tripping about it. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this." Now he's the best skateboard skater in the world, in my opinion. Your favorite skate video in between the years 1998 and 2001. I know it wasn't the best year, but Label Kills got me hyped. Yeah, so my answer is Labeled Kills, and it's annoying that you listed my number one because now people are going to think I'm just going along with the crowd. Label Kills, game changer for me. Manic Maddie's in there too. I mean, Photosynthesis. But Photosynthesis didn't have the pull on me that Label Kills did. Label Kills, let me, you'll appreciate this. I don't know if everyone else in this chat will, but let me tell you, here's my biggest flex of the year. So I went to that downhill curb spot, the really long one that has the kink on it, and bunch of like legends are there. Like, you know, I mean, Jason Adams I know because we were for 1031 together, but like a bunch of like Lance Mountain's there, like all these dudes are there, and John Lucero is there, and I'm a huge John Lucero fan. The way he skates. Even in the credits of Label Kills, like his little section, just that energy that he had it really influenced my skating. And I walk up the hill and John Lucero's there, and John Lucero says to me, "Oh, what's up, Dan?" Like he knew my name, and I was like, "Ah!" Like it was the closest to having like a fangirl moment I've ever had. Because I'm pretty jaded from skateboarding, from being around the industry so much. But John Lucero's like, he's just such a, you know, I know it's overused a lot, but like a legend. And like, yeah, him like knowing who I was like, oh, that's fucking sick, dude. That's cool. Like he probably knows who I am because he's like, oh, there's that kook who makes YouTube videos. But still, I'm like, yeah, dude, that's sick. I want to see Spencer skating with the Weekend crew. Yeah, I like the Weekend team right now. I skated that Steve Size board when it was first issued. How'd you like it? Yeah, John Lucero's the shit, dude. Black Label was my first like favorite company that I stuck with. I was buying label boards nonstop for a while. I've been watching you for a bit. You got a unique style. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's I've always had a pretty negative opinion of my own skating, and then as you can imagine, if I'm posting every single day and going through my own footage all the time, it's like really, really, really not good of like how I feel about my own skating, but it still feels nice to have someone be like, oh, like I like the way you skate, or like the main one that I get that gets me hyped is like people saying like I inspire people to skate, or like my videos get people hyped to go skate. That's my favorite. Yeah, John Lucero, X2, your first favorite deck. Who was overrated in early 90s, or who was overrated in early 2000s? Are we talking about skater or video? Like a skater that's overrated in the early 2000s? He stepped up for sure, but early Sheckler. I think early Sheckler was overrated, and then he came into his own, and then I think he really blew everyone's minds. And when I say early Sheckler, the part that, I mean, you probably are thinking early Sheckler, you probably are thinking of like what I consider mid Sheckler, which is like his almost part, was the part that we were all like, oh, like this kid's really, really sick. But so he was like a little kid that everyone talked about, and he'd have tricks in like Logic videos, and he'd have tricks in like 4-on-1 videos. I just remember being like, why? Like, there's a lot of good kid skaters. There's a million of them. There's a kid in Baltimore named Bob Regan who did a backflip over a spine when he was 8. Sheckler never surprised me, but then his everyday part, I think it was his everyday part, it was a digital video where he skates to Hey Ya. I just remember being like, oh, okay, this kid actually does have a good bit of potential. Diago the Butcher is your answer for overrated skater. Okay, I'm going to go through some of these answers and disagree heavily with a lot of them. Bam is not overrated. When Bam was riding for Toy Machine, he not only half-cabbed Hollywood 12, which was ahead of its time. His part in Jump Off a Building was really sick. His stuff in the 4-on-1 videos, the switchback tails sitting on him long was really sick. But CKY blew up around the same time, his videos. So he had less push to skate as hard as he was already going. I think if CKY would have never happened, Bam would have continued on the trajectory that he was on and would have been like, he would have been a contender. He was really good, man. Early Bam was really good. But he was like, I'm just going to skate for fun now because I have this money coming in and I'm going to pay my friends. Tony Hawk is definitely not overrated. He won all these contests. He might not have the best style. He might have, you know, sold out first. If you ignore everything that happened in the 80s, all those guys had crazy sponsors. Like, you know, all of the early Flash Glam skaters sold out just as much, but no, Tony Hawk earned what he did. Sheckler is super good now. Evan Hernandez was passed up. Evan Hernandez, I don't know if he was passed up as much as he got wrapped up. He put out that part in Bloom, and it was so good. Make sure you do what you're supposed to. Never look. Dude, that song's so good, dude. Song's so sick. But yeah, I think after that part, the expectation for him was really high. He dropped, I think, a digital part which was about the same tier as his In Bloom part. And then I heard that he just kind of got mixed up in some not great stuff. I think he comes from kind of a rough area. And so he ended up making a little comeback on DGK, which is really cool to see. Oh, if we're talking about underrated, dude, yeah, Russ Mulligan is a good choice. Good choice. Jason Lee is overrated, says Zach Riley. Well, if you're looking at his video days part, he really did set the tone for what good style looked like. He himself will talk about in interviews that he wasn't as good as other guys, and all the ones that was his peers around that time disagree with him because he just looked so good on a skateboard, and he did do really sick shit. I think he's credited with the first 360 flip on film too, on flat ground. Yeah, dude, I think he gets the hype that he deserves. I just think he has everyone knows his name because of his acting and stuff like that. But in the skateboarding world, I think he is very respected to the right degree for his skating. Maybe he gets overhyped because, you know, he did have this huge celebrity status afterwards, but he did some shit in skateboarding that was pretty rad. And to this day, he still puts out clips every once in a while where it's like, oh yeah, you still have good style. That's crazy. Tom Penny is an overrated skater, dude. I got lots of opinions on Tom Penny. I wasn't there for the Magic, but I've seen footage of the Magic and seeing raw clips of Tom Penny. There has not been a skater like him since then. People, you know, you look at how relaxed Wade DeSarmo skates, and when I see skaters like that, it looks like they're trying to look relaxed. Tom Penny, early Tom Penny, America, yellow Tom Penny, I think that was the video that he had a part in. Dude, just his body just went wherever gravity took it. You know, you look at Antoine Dixon would keep his arms down. Tom Penny just didn't need to try, and he, you know, switched frontside flipped huge gaps. Tom Penny was super, super sick. And then, yeah, he continued past maybe the height of his career and kept doing stuff that might not be, like, it's hard to have a part in Flip Sorry when you're up there with, you know, these young bucks who are at the peak of their career and you who have already had an established career, and to try to keep up with that. And I think he did a good job. He did my favorite trick ever down that France double set. He faking word heeled it, which is a really gnarly trick to push far. So I think Tom Penny has a cult following of fans that I think a younger generation, since they weren't there for it, probably don't understand. And I caught the tail end of it. But I'm Tom Penny pilled, dude. I think Tom Penny's pretty sick. I don't know who Evan Mock is. Brad Stabo was overrated. I have to be honest. The only Brad Stabo footage I'm familiar with is in Modus Operandi, and yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff in that, but Brian Anderson's clips were better. Evan Smith overrated to many. There was that year that he should have won SOTY though. I think Evan Smith is really, really fucking sick. He's just not doing as much. Andy McDonald, overrated or underrated? Do you think Andy McDonald? Because I think Andy McDonald's fucking underrated. He's just such a goober with his yellow helmet and his Sobe sponsors and just being a goofball and just being unapologetically corny, which is himself. So I think that's pretty cool to be yourself. Yeah, I think he got way more hate on his skating than was actually deserved, because he's actually really good at skating. He still crushes it. I saw him skate the combi. He was doing all kinds of fuck shit. Overrated. Everyone from early Death Wish, aka Lizard King, even though that's my dog. I don't know. I think Lizard King served his purpose, man. He did some gnarly shit. I was never a huge Lizard King fan either, but when he dropped the part, I was always excited to see what the hell he was going to try, because he does some shit. I don't think Spanky was overrated. I think he just blew up really quick, really fast, and the expectation of what we thought was going to come out of him after This Is Skateboarding was so unachievable. Like, I mean, if he would have stepped it up, like the way that Spanky did from like City Stars to This Is Skateboarding, if he would have done that for Baker 3, we would have got like Nigel's last video part. Like, it was he was just progressing so fast. It didn't make sense for him to keep going in that direction. And then I think everyone just sort of, you know, they respected Spanky for everything that he did after that. And even though it wasn't on the tier that they had expected of him, it was still Spanky. It was still him getting down. I like Spanky skating. I mean, clearly I'm biased because he's a Wally guy and he was like a hero of my generation. But yeah, I wouldn't say that Spanky was overrated. I mean, Spanky got kicked off of Baker, dude. Like, Spanky got kicked off of his sponsors and then buckled down, put out another part, and got put back on his sponsors. Who else does that? who else is told like, hey man, like it's just not working out anymore, and they're like, oh, like okay, and then fucking steps it up. There should be a documentary made about that, because that's fucking cool as shit. It's almost as cool as Guy Mariano's story. I started in '88 to 2012. It's strange I still follow skateboarding. I feel like that's gonna be fucking me too. I feel like I'm gonna still nerd out on this after I'm done. I've always hated Shaun White. Everyone's always hated Shaun White. That Mountain Dew video is pretty funny though, where he's like, I'm talking Mountain Dew, baby. I got a Shaun White story though. There was this dude, Pyro, that I used to skate with in New York. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. And Shaun White's walking down the street, and this is back when I was partying and stuff like that, and we were getting kind of reckless, and we had a few things in our system, and we're walking down the street. I'm like, dude, and Pyro was like unhinged, dude. Like this dude was gnarly, and I remember being like, dude, that's Shaun White. And then he was like, oh, what? And he like runs over to Shaun White. He's like, you Shaun White? And Shaun White has like a chick on each arm. And then and he's like, yeah. And Shaun White's wearing the smallest little leather jacket you've ever seen. Like when I feel like it barely went below his nipples. It was crazy looking. But he goes, oh, and does that in fucking Shaun White's face, and then skates away. It was insane. I saw Spanky last week. Was he shredding? Started in 85 or 86. Yeah, some of you guys. I was born in 87, so that puts it in perspective how long I've been around. I mean, you guys have really been skating a long fucking time. Shaun White was an industry plant by the snowboard companies. Yeah, big snowboarding. Put Shaun White in. Hey, good night, Joe. Yeah, maybe I'll do it again, Joe. It's pretty fun to just chit chat with everyone. Yeah, I'd like to do this more often, but it's one of those things where it's like it's like it's fun to do this, but I feel like it can hurt the channel. And it's like, Silent viewer here. Can't wait to start skating again soon. Are you hurt right now? Scott Stevens can no comply like a motherfucker. Dude, there's some snowboarders that are stupid good at skating. Shaun White is weird. Feels like an authentic stoner that was too good for his own good, and the industry wanted him to be a poster boy. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a documentary if there isn't already one made on Shaun White, because I'm sure that story's fucking crazy. Is it hard to find skateboarding spots as you film more and more videos? Not in California. When I tell people that like I'm spoiled rotten out here, like it's insane. Think about it like this. I do go to some of the same skate parks, you know, in my videos. Like I'll repeat a couple parks, but I don't think I've skated like the same skate park besides El Sereno. I don't think I've skated the same skate park more than 8 times, and I have a video every single day for like 3.5 years. That's a lot of videos. And I skate parks probably 2 out of 3 videos. So there's an unlimited amount of skate parks. And then the skate spots, even at the skate park, there are always skate spots at the skate park, like outside of it. And then outside of that, there's more. I keep in mind also, I never venture into LA, which is where all of the skate spots are. So I mean, if I went into LA every day, I'd find 100 new spots. It's insane out here. It's so spoiled. Wherever you're from, if it's not from California, if you're not living here, or Barcelona or some crazy place in China, you will be, and you haven't been here, you will be so mind blown by how consistent skate spots exist out here. It's ridiculous. And people still are like, there's no spots out here, or like all the spots are blowing out. I'm like, you could go to a spot that's blowing out and go like this, just tilt your head, and there will be another spot right there. It might not be as perfect. It might not be waxed up yet, but there's unlimited spots. Was Rob Dyrdek good? Dude, yeah, Rob Dyrdek used to be fucking sick. Rob Dyrdek was very good. So Rob Dyrdek was tapering off when I started getting into skateboarding. So my first exposure to Rob Dyrdek was in IE. He shares a part with King Gale in his private skateboarding warehouse thing. And I think it was with King Gale. Maybe it was Steve Barra, but I think it was King Gale. No, Steve Barra had a separate park thing. But yeah, he had a thing in IE. And he was still good then, but he was kind of just skating parks. And he put out a part in the DC video that was decent, but it was pretty behind the rest of the video. But there was a large portion of Dyrdek's career where he was, you know, he was on par with what was going on in skating. Yeah, Maine sucks. We literally only have 6 to 8 parks in the entire state. Do that, yeah. I mean, me growing up in Maryland, we had Lansdowne. We had no parks. Lansdowne is like the oldest skate park in the country, or in the world. It's the second oldest. I think the only older one is that one in Florida. and it's just mounds of concrete, and it's like all rough and graffiti and slippery, and yeah, didn't have skate parks until a couple years into skating. Hey, good night. I didn't even know this was an emoji. Yeah, LA is insane. The amount of spots and skate parks here is like. I just watched a skate nerd about Deirdre being the first ad to ever show Switch Alley Carlsbad. It wasn't even a land. R.I.P. Rampage Skate Park, dude. I was just talking to someone about Crush Skate Park in Chicago. Oh, Ariana. Yeah, crazy. Welcome to Hell was a good video. Jason Park is underrated for sure. He should have better sponsors than Revive. I think it'd be hard for Jason Park to find a sponsor that's going to pay him, like Revive is probably paying him. But I do think that Jason Park is way better than people think. I know this because Jason Park showed me the footage that he's sitting on. So I think a lot of people saw his new part and were like, oh yeah, he's like still killing it. He has a part that I don't know where he's going to put it. I think he wants to put it on Thrasher. His best part the best tricks he's ever done, the whole part. The best version of every trick that he's ever done is in this part, and it's so sick. I'm really excited for Jason to drop his next part. It's fucking really good. Oh, I build DIY spots all the time. I mean, it's pretty nuts. So many streets, by the way. Dude, I think DIY spots are some of my favorite things to skate. I like skating those more than street and park in some ways. Like if there's a DIY spot that has like a bunch of like crusty transition, but like a good flat bar and a good flat ledge, I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite place to skate. If any of you people on the East Coast out there, if anyone's in here, if you've ever been to Anvan in New Jersey, that's like my favorite place to skate. That ledge there, oh, so good. It's built so damn good. What is Let me go. I'm trying to see how many people are in here. 217. Man, I still got 200 and some people in here. That's sick. But I don't know. We've been in here for a minute. I think I'm about to call it. I know some of you guys are getting tired too. It's 9:16 here. Yeah, just since half medium stuff was sick. But yeah, everyone, thanks for stopping by. You know, if you want me to do more of this, I can. If you leave comments down because this video, I'm gonna leave it up, the whole chat. If you want to leave comments on any suggestions on things that you want me to cover, different ways that you want me to do stuff, I'm gonna pay attention to this particular comment section because I've actually been interacting with everyone. Whereas on my other YouTube videos, usually the comments that I get are about what's going on in this or going on in the video. I'd like to get a little input from everyone. So I have the option of doing stuff on another channel. Maybe I'll do a separate channel where it's stuff like this. I don't know. Maybe I can keep doing this on this if it doesn't absolutely tank my video that I posted today. Who knows? Don't know what Alien Workshop is, but I went to an Alien Workshop demo in the late 90s when I was like 13 and it was amazing. Just a super fuzzy nostalgic vibe. Dude, yeah. So all the Alien Workshop was in the beginning of this video, and I think maybe it was like the first like 30 minutes of this video. I was staying on track and talking about Alien Workshop, and then it ended up just being me chatting with chat for fucking like an hour and a half or something like that. But yeah, Alien Workshop rules. That was the grander message of the whole video. Really, is just Alien Workshop was sick, and it sucks that it's not a thing anymore. I mean, it still exists, but it doesn't have the hype that it used to have. And I was gonna watch the new video, but I don't really feel like watching it now. But if you get a chance, go watch the new Alien Workshop video on Thrasher. I thought it was decent. I enjoyed it. Dude, I am very ADHD fueled for sure. I mean, yeah, I was in special ed from 2nd grade on, so I'm verified. I got the blue badge when it comes to ADHD and some other things. Tell us about the type of board you're making. Simply. Ooh, that'd have to be on here for another 25 minutes. I will talk about the board very soon. I swear I'm gonna get to it. But I'm gonna. Yeah, you showed up at the end. My bad. I'll do it again. Yeah, just leave comments down below what you'd like to see. And I hope everyone has a good night. You can, if you missed any of the stream, you can go back and watch it. I'm just gonna leave it up on the channel, so you can just click the live thing and it'll still be there. And Unlocking Paradox pulls in last second. Have you been here the whole time, or was I missing your chats? Most consistent homie, dude. Yeah, since 2nd grade, yeah. Ritalin in 3rd grade. Oh, I was already on Ritalin. I was on Ritalin in 1st grade, dude. My mom has a report from my kindergarten teacher saying, like, it's like a report about me, and it's like talking about how I had no interest in playing with other kids, and that I was in my own world. And they're like, it seems like, I forget what it was. Like, there was something that I was like doing well with. It was like, it seems like when it comes to playing with blocks, Dan was very energetic and being creative, but when it came to everything else, he was just gone. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I'm very one track kind of guy. But yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Goodbye. Schedule a weekly Q&A. That's possible. That's definitely possible.